George Miller claims when he got to his daughter's wedding, her stepfather walked her down the aisle instead of him. Brianna Miller says, unlike the plaintiff, her stepdad was always there for her.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lauren Lake presiding.
Please be seated.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Good day, everyone. Good day. This is the case of Miller versus Miller. Mr. Miller, you are suing your daughter, Ms. Miller, for $606 for travel costs you say you incurred and you were cut out of her wedding last minute.
That is correct, Your Honor.
And the defendant, Ms. Miller, you say it was a gift. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So, Mr. Miller, take me back to how you got cut out of your daughter's wedding.
Okay, Your Honor. Well, I'm going to start from the beginning. Her mother and I were together, and we separated when she was about 6 years old. Tried to keep the marriage together, but her mother was very impersonal and cold to me, so I left. And
Your Honor, if I may, my mother was cold to him because he cheated on her.
So is that true, Mr. Miller? You cheated on Miss Miller's mother?
No, Your Honor. I ended up marrying the woman and I have had children with the other woman, too, so...
Wait, you said no, but I married the other woman, so you did cheat?
No, not Your Honor. We separated, and then we were married.
More lies, Your Honor.
All right, so it is your testimony that you were not in any other relationship until after you separated and divorced Ms. Miller's mother, and then you married someone else.
That's correct.
So keep going.
Long story short, later on I moved 2 states away. I was a plumber, and I still am today. And then she was basically shut out of my life. I tried to stay in contact with her. I would send birthday cards, Christmas gifts, never getting anything.
Your Honor, I never received any of these cards or gifts that he's speaking of. I don't know where this is coming from.
And I believe that, Your Honor, because her mother was that vindictive. She would keep things away from her and not allow me to contact her and have anything to do with her.
So, Mr. Miller, you say you did reach out, but you're saying your daughter's mother kept that away from you?
Yes.
And so you all were estranged for how many years?
Up until when she was 18. Then she reached out to me, and we started corresponding again, and we were building up a pretty good relationship for that time afterwards. She was going into college. I helped her finance her apartment. I helped her with her part of her tuition. So up until that point, I'd say we were doing pretty good.
How did you find each other after all of those years?
I sought him out, Your Honor, because finally becoming an adult, turning 18, I finally had the chance to be able to have my own say and redefine my own relationship. I tackled forgiveness, and I sought after something that maybe I could just recreate with him, some form of a relationship. It might not have been parent-daughter, but I was seeking something, Your Honor.
I get that. Every child deserves the opportunity to know who their mother and their father is, and most importantly, how and if I can forgive him.
The issue with that, Your Honor, is that his love is just transactional.
Can you give me examples of that?
He tried to pitch in towards my tuition, towards a little bit helping me pay out for an apartment, made a little bit here and there to contribute, but Your Honor, to me, that's not redefining and building a relationship. And despite all of that, I still gave him a chance to be a part of my wedding.
And so you said it's transactional. So what you're saying is he'll pay for certain things, but you're not getting the time, the emotional connection.
Correct, Your Honor. There's 12 years of turmoil, of abandonment, of... I didn't even get to understand who this guy was. He was just a stranger with a name to me. And for once, like years ago, I called him Dad, but then I got to a point where he was just a stranger in my life.
And so, Mr. Miller, did you think you were building a relationship?
I absolutely do think I was building a relationship. She had extended to me when she was getting married that she wanted me to be in the wedding to give her away, and I was like, okay.
I want to go back. How did you build the relationship besides just paying for certain things to help her? And let me be clear. Raising a child and supporting a child of yours, there is a financial component to it, no doubt.
That's not easy, Your Honor. I mean, to be 2 states away and try to build a connection or an emotional connection, I don't know how to basically tape that up in 12 years. I mean, I think that's been something we...
You just show up. All you have to do is show up. For one time, for the biggest day in my life, you just had to show up. That's all it took.
And I did show up. I was there.
Yeah, until you made an entire fit. And then I had to, before I'm about to walk down the aisle, Your Honor, before doing that, I had to retouch up my makeup, get all the tears out on my day.
Coming up,
So who told you they didn't want you there? Who gave you that look?
You gave me that look.
Yeah, after you yelled at me and made this day about you. You ostracized yourself by not showing up. And when you do, you ruin it.
we're back with a dispute between George Miller and his daughter Brianna Miller after he was cut out of her wedding.
So, Ms. Miller, I can see how emotional you are, and I understand why. Mr.
Honor,
Miller,
can I
I do want you to respond to that, but I want you to respond specifically to this feeling that you say, which is in your petition, that you got cut out of it. What happened?
She came to me and said, look, you know, I need money to get to a reception hall. And I said, okay, how much do you need? She goes, I need $5,000 for the deposit. And I said, okay, that's a lot of money for me. I'm a plumber. I struggle to take care of my family, but I'll see what I can do. I did give her the money. Later on, you know, she needed more money for other things, so I stepped up occasionally and gave her more money for the wedding. When the wedding actually happened, it was on a Friday. I had to take off work, had to, by my own expense, fly down to there. It's a weird connection when you're going from Baltimore to North Carolina. I paid for the hotel. I get there the day before, which was supposed to be the rehearsal. I tried to reach out to her many times before then, never got any contact back, was never allowed to show up to the rehearsal, so I never really knew what the heck was going on. And
My bad, because I was putting on a wedding.
Yeah.
Because I was a bride and I was putting together a wedding.
So wait a minute. Did you assume you were walking down the aisle, or did she ask you to walk her down?
She said, I want you to be a part of my wedding and walk me down the aisle. And I said, okay, I will do that.
I said I wanted you to give me away to my now husband. I wanted your blessing, even though it meant zip to none. I still went past that forgiveness, went out of my way to give you another chance to have some significance in my life.
And so wait a minute, Ms. Miller. So was it that you asked him to give you away, so you asked him to walk you down the aisle and give you away?
I asked him to give me away to my husband. I asked
So what
him.
did that mean to you?
To me, that meant his blessing.
Okay, so now we see where a huge, huge miscommunication happened, because the phrase give you away, that's the part of the ceremony that comes right after the walk up the aisle. If you asked him to give you away, it is reasonable for him to think that means you meant walk you up the aisle.
And it's also reasonable for him to show up to the rehearsal dinner and clarify that.
And why
To
didn't
show
you
up.
come to the rehearsal dinner, Mr. Miller? You said you didn't know about it. How did you not? How did you fly in and you didn't get any information? You didn't have anybody to call?
I didn't have any information. I kept reaching out to people. I got nothing back. So I showed up early the next day when I did finally get some information as far as where it was going to be held at. Then that's when I basically got the shuffle off to the side. Yeah, you're not in the wedding. You're going to be sitting back here. And I'm like, excuse me? I'm supposed to be I'm part of the wedding. I helped pay for the wedding. I want to talk to my daughter. So that's when I took her aside.
And you said to her, what's going on? I thought I was supposed to walk you down the aisle.
That is correct.
And then what happened, Ms. Miller?
I'll tell you right now, it was not a discussion. It was him yelling and getting mad that someone else, who rightfully so, took his place and walking me down the aisle and giving me away to my husband.
And what made you switch to your stepfather?
I decided in the rehearsal dinner, knowing that my biological dad did not show up, it wasn't even an option at that point. He wasn't there. He probably wasn't going to show up
So
either.
before the rehearsal dinner, you were going to have your biological father walk you down the aisle, and then at the rehearsal dinner, when you didn't see him, you decided to tell your stepfather to walk you down?
Correct. I solidified that decision, Your Honor.
All right. And meanwhile, you're thinking he didn't show up for you, and I get it. You want him there. He did show up for you with the $5,000, but he didn't show up for you. You thought he wasn't there.
With those
And you got triggered about all the abandonment and everything that had happened in all the years, and then you worked yourself up. And I will say, honey, bride brain is something else. So you get to the wedding, you get basically benched, Mr. Miller. I hate to say it like that, but that's what you felt like, I'm sure.
Correct.
And you watched somebody else play what you felt like should be your position. However, her stepfather, he obviously had a very significant part in your life if you asked him to walk you.
Yes.
So this was the man that raised you?
Yes.
So,
he did.
Mr. Miller, given the circumstances and how long you had been estranged from your daughter, and I know you had done some you've given financial support, is there a way that you could have just said, you know what, this is all working out odd, but we really just reconnected. I'm happy, she's happy. Why pull her aside and make a big thing about it? Why not just let the stepfather, this person stood in the gap. Why not just allow him the space to walk her down the aisle and allow her to have a day? Why express your disappointment then?
Well, I think, Your Honor, I think it was obvious. When I showed up, everybody just kind of shuffled me off and acted like I shouldn't be there.
Who said they didn't want you there? You were in the rehearsal hall. You weren't in the middle of the aisle amongst everyone in the ceremony.
Well, everybody
It was just me and you. It was just me and you. So who told you they didn't want you there? Who gave you that look?
You gave me that look.
Yeah, after you yelled at me and made this day about you. You ostracized yourself by not showing up, and when you do, you ruin it.
Coming up.
Explain the last 12 years. Parenthood? Kind of more than an agreement, isn't it? And you not being there, breaking a promise? Little hypocritical, huh? How do you explain that? Am I suing you for 12 years? No, I'm not. You're suing me for an airplane ticket?
We're back with a dispute between George Miller and his daughter Brianna Miller after he was cut out of her wedding.
So I can see there's a lot of anger here, and I am going to bet my bottom dollar that this is not just about the wedding, right? There's just a lot of unresolved issues that Ms. Miller is still carrying, and Mr. Miller, you've got to understand that. And to be very clear, you suing for $606 after you already gave her $5,000, what really is the point of that? Because you really want back your travel costs because you felt like you came in to walk her down the aisle, and when you got there, you got replaced. And I'm not saying you shouldn't feel a way. That would make anyone feel a way. But if you already gave $5,000 and you're not asking for that back,
Right.
what is the $606 going to do?
It's to get her to acknowledge that she's just, like her mother, she just basically blows off when something doesn't go her way. And
So
she's
are
not
you,
happy.
okay, all right, so now we're going there. And you know what, if it takes coming to We the People for you to go where you need to go, well, let's go. Because you just said she's acting like her mother. Now you are holding on from things in the past that you have not processed. You're projecting anger that you have with her mother on to her, and that's not fair either.
But when you agree to do something and not follow through on it and accept money and keep asking for more money, and then you just
So how do you have to explain the last 12 years? Parenthood? Kind of more than an agreement, isn't it? And you not being there, breaking a promise? Little hypocritical, huh? How do you explain that? Am I suing you for 12 years? No, I'm not. You're suing me for an airplane ticket?
Coming up.
Why are you hung up on that you didn't get to play a certain position?
I feel like I'm being treated like an ATM machine, just call Daddy when you need.
We're back with a dispute between George Miller and his daughter Brianna Miller after he was cut out of her wedding.
You hear her, don't you?
I do.
And so if you've spent all of this money, a $606 plane ticket, why are you hung up on that you didn't get to play a certain position when it's a position you didn't play for the majority of her life anyway?
I feel like I'm being treated like an ATM machine, just call Daddy when you need me.
I forgave you.
Is there a price to that forgiveness? Because I'm going to be clear. What I have learned, being a woman of a certain age and having been through many relationships, some good, some bad, right? Is that everyone has a different love language they speak, a way they express their love, right? It sounds like what Mr. Miller was doing by giving the money when you asked was trying to express to you, I love you, I want to be in your life. As a grown woman, he doesn't have to finance your wedding. It's customary that a bride's father and family finances the wedding, but these old customs, they're slowly dying out.
Your Honor, who spends $5,000 for a venue and doesn't know the location?
I don't know. He had the invitation. What I'm saying is we're getting lost in the semantics. Do you or do you not want to get past this with your father? You are hurt. I get it. But what I do hear is that a man who works as a plumber, who I'm sure doesn't necessarily have $5,000 and $10,000 to just throw around, found a way to get there, to get to you. In his mind, he did. But where do you want to go in the future?
I just don't want to fight so hard for my worth in his life anymore.
There it is.
Judge Lake's verdict when We the People returns.
Do you hear that, Mr. Miller?
I do.
So before I adjourn court, I want to ask you again, do you still want the money back for the flight? Or can you be comfortable and know that as a father, I may not have played the position that I wanted to play, but I showed up to the event, to the game, to her life?
I don't want the money, Your Honor.
I think that's a great decision. Would you like to give your daughter a hug?
I do. if
Would
she's
that
willing.
be okay, Miss Miller?
Yes.
I'm sorry I wasn't there.
Very good. You can go stand with your father. You all been across the aisle long enough. It's time for you all to figure out how to remain on the same side of the aisle and not let life and misunderstanding separate you again. This is a new day and a new opportunity to grow together. Do you understand? Make the best of it. It's a blessing to have this opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
Judgment for the defendant. Court is adjourned.
All rise.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case is dismissed.
So what's next for you?
We'll see.
Just rebuilding from here. Just rebuilding a new connection and a better foundation than transactions.
Sounds good. Follow me.
Bryce Lakewood claims he helped his former work wife when she needed a loan, only she skipped out on the balance. Chanel Simpson says she worked off what was owed, but the plaintiff crossed the line by expecting more.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lauren Lake presiding.
You may be seated. Good day, everyone. Good day. This is the case of Lakewood versus Simpson. Mr. Lakewood, you are suing Ms. Simpson for $600 from a personal loan. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Ms. Simpson, you say you do not owe the plaintiff anything.
Correct, Your Honor.
All right, I'd like to start with you, Mr. Lakewood. Tell me what happened.
Well, Your Honor, I'm suing the defendant, Chanel Simpson, for $600 related to a loan I gave her during her time of unemployment.
All right. How do you know each other?
We worked at the same call center for 3 years.
Okay.
We were good friends during that time. As a matter of fact, a lot of people joked around the office that she was my work wife and I was her work husband.
Okay.
Because we used to look out for each other and communicate all the time. Like if I went to lunch, I'd buy her lunch. If she went to lunch, she'd buy me some lunch. So we just had a really good friendship, but we really just laughed it off because, you know, the work wife, work husband thing, because we knew there was really nothing going on there.
All right. And so I've heard that before, and, you know, people do establish, you know, alliances and friendships and very close associations in the workplace, sometimes too close, but it can work. Ms. Simpson, so you experienced a period of unemployment.
That is correct, Your Honor.
And can you tell me what the circumstances were that prompted you to take a loan from Mr. Lakewood?
Yes, Your Honor. So I had been unemployed for a little bit of time. During my tenure at the call center, I hadn't been able to really save up a lot of money, but I had a lot of bills still coming in. So I was taking money from family whenever they were able to bless me with it to help me get things paid down. And Bryce would check in with me from time to time because we were friends. Something.
So were you still working at the call center then?
No, by this time my department had been downsized and I was downsized along with it.
All right. So you were not working at the time.
No.
Your family would help you out a little bit.
Yes.
Did you file for unemployment?
Yes, but it was taking some time to come in.
All right. And so during that time, you were falling behind on some bills, and you asked Mr. Lakewood to borrow money.
Yes.
How much money did you ask to borrow?
$2,000, Your Honor.
Okay, so Mr. Lakewood, she calls you and asks you to borrow $2,000?
Actually, we kept in touch during the time after she became unemployed, and we shoot messages back and forth, just checking on each other. And it came to the point where I said, you know, I understand unemployment takes a long time to kick in, and when it kicks in, they don't pay much. So I said, is there some way I can help you out? She said, sure, that'd be great. I said, well, how much do you need? And she said, well, about $2,000 would really help.
Okay.
So I have the proof here of the Venmo that I sent her of $2,000.
I'd like to see it, please.
Okay.
I'll take all of your evidence.
Okay. Plus the text messages as well, Your Honor, where we
And so,
exchanged
Ms.
back and forth.
Simpson, you agree that you did borrow the $2,000 and he did send it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, here's the proof. So that is not an issue. You have text messages. You guys just checking on each other.
Yes.
If you need a loan, I got you, $2,000, but I don't know when I can pay you back. You, Mr. Lakewood, say, I've been there. There's no rush. I want to make sure you're all right. And then you say, thanks, Bryce. I promise to pay you back. And then you say, I'm not worried. I know where you live. Laugh out loud. You say, facts.
Yes.
Okay. And he says, send me your Venmo. I'll send it over. So how do we get here? How is it that there is $600 remaining on the loan? Did she pay back the other $1,400?
Well, Your Honor, when I made her the loan, I knew the stress level was high, and I didn't put any kind of time frame on the repayment or any kind of...
That was kind of you.
Thank you. Or any kind of dollar amount per month or per week, because I didn't want to add to her stress. So over the next 4 months, she paid me back $1,400 of the loan.
Coming up,
Things started to go south for us.
Why did it go south?
I was in the office doing my data entry and filing papers, and Mr. Lakewood comes into the office and asks me to do a load of laundry.
and later,
As a landscaper, I know my plants quite well. I happen to know that none of those plants are dangerous to people in any way, shape, or form.
we're back with a dispute between Bryce Lakewood and his former work wife, Chanel Simpson, over the status of a loan.
I have a side printing business beside the call center that's really starting to flourish, and I needed some help with some light data entry and some filing. So I told her, if you come by once a week for 4 weeks and help me with this data entry and help me with this light filing, we'll call it even. Because I would have had to hire somebody to come in and do it anyway.
All right, so that seemed like a decent compromise. You could kind of work it off instead of having the pressure to pay that back.
Yes.
And so, Ms. Simpson, did you agree to go work at the printing company with Mr. Lakewood?
Of course, yes.
And what happened?
So the first 2 weeks were fine. Things went smoothly. I was in his office. I was just doing light filing work, data entry. The third week, though, things started to go south for us.
Why did it go south?
So I was in the office doing my data entry and filing papers, and Mr. Lakewood comes into the office and asks me to do a load of laundry.
Hold on, Your Honor. I have helped her at her apartment dozens of times when something breaks or leaks or blows out. When her car broke down, I was the one that got in my car with the jumper cables to jump her car.
Yeah,
I've
but
helped
that's
her
all
a dozen
mechanical.
times.
It's not intimate. It's not personal. I didn't ask you to do my laundry or clean my bathtub.
I've never done her laundry or cleaned her bathtub, but we've helped each other back and forth a bunch of times.
So why is it, Mr. Lakewood, if you've got Ms. Simpson working, why is it you just make time to do your own laundry? Why ask her to do that?
It was just a small favor. I figured that we've done favors back and forth for each other all the time, and it wouldn't
Okay,
be
and
that big a
she
deal.
obviously didn't want to do it.
I did not.
Did
but
you express that, or did you do the laundry?
I did the laundry, Your Honor.
Okay, so you did the laundry, and then what?
So then I do the laundry. After I get that done, I'm back in the office, and then he comes in and he asks for a back rub.
Oh, no, that's a complete mischaracterization, Your Honor. I'm sorry. What I said was, wow, it's been a really long day because I'd worked a double at the call center. I said, my shoulders really hurt. Man, I could use a back rub. I didn't go, I could use a back rub or something like that.
You didn't have to. You looked dead at my face and said, oh, my shoulders hurt. I need a back rub. How else am I supposed to take that?
And so you were offended by that?
Yes.
And you told him what?
I told him no, that was over the line and inappropriate, and I got out of there.
You got so mad, you just decided to leave?
I was done for the day. I had one more week.
Oh, you were done for the day?
Yeah.
So did you do the last week?
I did. I showed up to do the last week because I wanted to finish the job and be done with the $600 that I owed him.
And so did you finish the job?
I feel like I did, and I got there the 4th week, and things were going fine. I was in the office in front of the filing cabinet, almost done with the last box of papers, when Mr. Lakewood walks up behind me, brushes up against my back with his chest, hands me a folder over my shoulder, and says, hey, do you mind filing this under D for me?
It was deliveries, Your Honor. I run a small printing company.
Under D, I just caught that.
Your Honor, under deliveries, the
Under
things I
D.
print have to be delivered to my clients.
Yeah,
I did
but
not
you didn't
run
have
up
to say
against
it
her
like that.
and rub up against her and say, hey, file this under D or something like that.
Well, you might
I am
as well
so
have.
glad you weren't talking like that, because it is getting on my last nerve in here. Did you rub up against her?
I may have.
Let's just cut to the
I
chase.
didn't rub
Do
up
you
against her on
like
purpose.
Miss Simpson? Do you have affection for her that extends beyond the work husband, work wife? Because sometimes that work husband, work wife thing can be code for affections that should not be expressed because both of y'all got real husbands and real wives. Or it could just be affections that maybe you're suppressing because you value the friendship more than an intimate connection, so you just want to keep it cool. So can you cut to the chase?
Well,
Did you have feelings for her?
She is low-key kind of fine, Your Honor. And I figured since we didn't work together, if she's a work wife, she might as well become the wifey wife. So
And
I
you
figured-
weren't married?
No, neither was
And you weren't married?
No, Your Honor.
But you obviously didn't like him like that.
No, I did not think he was low-key fine or any kind of fine.
Well, there you have it, kids. You in here suing her for $600. She could be in here suing you. As a matter of fact, she could own your own little printing operation because what you basically did amounted to sexual harassment. Trust me, men have been sued and taken down for less.
Yes, Your Honor.
You cannot be asking women for back rubs and do my laundry and brushing up against them in the office. No, you cannot. I have no idea why you've wasted everybody's time and brought her to court today to sue her for $600. I mean, clearly she worked off $150 worth of filing in 4 weeks.
Well, Your Honor, I had to pay someone else to come in for 5 days to finish the work that she left.
Yeah, because you're so busy worrying her to death about doing your laundry, rubbing your back, and coming in between the file cabinet, you threw her all off. You made her uncomfortable. And that's your fault, not hers.
That was not
Judgment
my
for the
intention.
defendant, court is adjourned. I'm done with it. You know better.
All rise.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case is dismissed.
I needed my money.
You don't need the money. I gave you the money. I worked off what I owed you. You didn't need to take it this far.
Well, I had to pay someone else to come in and finish your work. So.
That was not my problem. You shouldn't have been so inappropriate.
No, it was my problem because
Yeah.
I need my money.
Coming up,
My dog, he was just acting different. He was throwing up and all of this. So then I got really worried, what's going on? When we took him to the vet, and when we took him to the vet is when, she said that there was poison. The reason why he was acting like that, he was poisoned.
David and Sophia Nunez claim they were shocked that the beautiful garden they had installed was the reason their dog almost died. Michael Crest says the co-plaintiffs only asked for plants that were non-toxic to kids.
Good day, everyone. Good day. This is the case of Nunez versus Crest. Mr. and Mrs. Nunez, you are suing Mr. Crest for $2,569 in veterinary bills for your dog eating poisonous plants. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And the defendant, you claim you provided the exact services you were contracted to do. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Start from the beginning, Mr. and Ms. Nunez. You were getting plants?
Yes. in our
Okay,
backyard.
explain to the court what you contracted Mr. Crest to do.
You know, my wife's always wanted a beautiful garden, so, you know.
It has always been my dream.
Yeah. So, you know, why not provide that for her? She contracted this individual here, and things just didn't go as planned.
How did you find Mr. Crest, Ms. Nunez?
Yeah, so we found him online. So I was able to find him online. You know, I saw so many like good reviews when I was looking online for that.
Mr. Crest, do you remember getting the call from Mr. or Mrs. Nunez about her wanting you to do their yard?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
All right, and what did that call entail? What were you talking about?
The initial call was pretty general, but I did meet her at her home. She did have some very detailed, inspirational pictures that she gave me, showing me what she wanted from this job. She did specify that they had a 2-year-old son. This garden needed to be safe for their child to be in. We had an arrangement that none of the flowers, none of the plants were going to be toxic.
Coming up.
When I came home, she told me that the dog wasn't acting right. I saw the dog. The dog was almost dead. He was lying on the ground with his tongue hanging out.
We're back with the case of David and Sophia Nunez, who brought landscaper Michael Crest to court for planting a toxic garden.
Was this arrangement in writing?
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was.
Did you bring the contract?
I have it right here.
May I see it, please?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Continue.
So, we agreed that none of the plants would be poisonous. As a landscaper, I know my plants quite well. I happen to know that none of those plants are dangerous to people in any way, shape, or form.
I see in the agreement that you're to plant non-poisonous plants. Customers going to pre-purchase the seeds.
That's correct.
So what went wrong? Did you get the garden you wanted?
Well, everything in the beginning, nothing was was wrong. Like, it was beautiful. Like, he did a great job. I was extremely happy. He was happy. I was happy. So everything was fine. But then we got a dog. You know, and a month after we got a dog.
A month or so, yeah.
And then everything was fine. But all of a sudden, I realized that my dog, like, he was just acting different. He was throwing up and all of this. So then I got really worried, like, what's going on? So that's when we took him to the vet. And when we took him to the vet is when, like, she said that there was poison. The reason why he was acting like that, he was poisoned.
When I found the dog, when I came home, she told me that the dog wasn't acting right. I saw the dog. The dog was almost dead. He was lying on the ground with his tongue hanging out, almost lifeless. When we arranged for him to put all the plants in our garden, we specifically told him we wanted nothing toxic because we have a 2-year-old son. You're right. Yeah, the dog wasn't around yet, but I mean, he had to be aware that animals would eventually get to these plants because there's rabbits, there's squirrels, raccoons, all kind of stuff that, that could be toxic too. I don't want to find any dead animals in my garden.
Judge Lake's verdict when We the People returns.
When they specifically said, we don't want anything poisonous, you understood what that meant?
I understood.
Or what was your understanding?
My understanding was that they didn't want any plants in their garden that could be potentially toxic to their 2-year-old child. They said they did not want any plants in their garden that were dangerous to humans.
Why should we have to explain that?
Because there are things that are dangerous to lots of different animals that aren't dangerous to humans. Chocolate is dangerous to dogs. Is it dangerous to humans?
Let's get some order. You should have, just like you're just arguing about in open court today, said there are so many variables to what is toxic. All you had to do was ask them one question. When you say nothing poisonous, do you mean poisonous to humans, animals, or both? In this instance, I do believe, Mr. Crest, you failed to ask one important question that a reasonable person in your business at that time with a family and a yard and a young child should have asked. For that reason, judgment for the plaintiff for $2,569. Court is adjourned.
All rise.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the co-plaintiffs. The defendant owes $2,569.
I respect Judge Lake, but I completely disagree with this. I mean, I'm sorry about what happened to your dog. I love dogs, but you did not tell me you were getting one, so I don't think there's much else I could have done.
So what you're saying is you're not sorry?
What I'm saying is I didn't know you were going to have a dog.
Carrie Roberts claims she went on vacation with her girlfriends, but when it was time to pay the bill, her friend disappeared. Tammy Mills says the cost of the trip was being split between 4 people, and that didn't include her.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lauren Lake presiding.
Please be seated.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Good day, everyone. Good day. This is the case of Roberts versus Mills. Ms. Roberts, you are suing Ms. Mills for $1,692. You say it's the portion of a hotel bill and other money that she owes you. Is that correct?
Absolutely, yes it is.
Okay, explain to me what happened.
I cannot believe that I have to sue my good friend for some money that she owes me, but respectfully and rightfully so. So I met her 2 years ago on a cruise. We had so much fun. We did a karaoke competition and we won. So I'm thinking,
really?
this is my soulmate, girl. You remember?
Okay, that's cute though. That's so cute. So you met, it was really cute.
Yes.
You thought you were kindred spirits.
Absolutely.
And you became great friends.
Great friends.
So what happens?
Well, we won the award.
All right.
And then, a year later, I needed her to help me with a couple of things. She was a great friend of mine, and I helped her with a couple of things. You know how friends are, we exchanged help. So I asked her to help me with a work reference for my job.
Judge, she wanted me to lie for her. Keep it real, friend.
She trying to make
She
go
wanted
to
me to
jail.
lie for her.
I hope that's okay to say in here. I don't want to go to jail.
You record, y'all swore to tell the truth.
Okay, well, it's
So
the
this
truth.
is the truth. She wanted me to lie for a job reference for her. I did, which resulted in her getting a job. I'm proud of you, sis. However, on the back end, she said that she got me. We were going to celebrate for her receiving this promotion, which resulted in her getting a $40,000 raise. So when she said, let's go on this trip, I got you, I started packing my bags because you got me. She's trying to have me pay the remainder of a trip where it was supposed to be split between 4 people. Not one time did she ever mention that I had to pay anything. I was just responsible for getting my plane ticket.
Why
which
would
I
you think you're not going to pay for nothing?
Friend, you know my situation though. Friend, you know I be struggling sometimes. She knows I'm a single mom, Your Honor.
So I want to understand this. What was your response? Was it, I want to go, but I don't have the money? Or is it, I want to go, how much is it? What was your response?
Well, she already know I didn't have the money. It's been 2 years since I've been on a trip. So I'm just congratulating her. Oh, go, friend. I'm happy for you. And then she said, we're going to celebrate. I got you. Next thing you know, I get an itinerary for a trip. Who's going to turn down a trip? Especially with the words, I got you, attached to it.
So you get the itinerary. And
I
you
get
weren't
everything.
asked to contribute anything towards a ticket?
No. Towards the trip, no. My own plane ticket, yes.
Oh, you had to buy your plane ticket?
Yes, and she knew I flew Spirit, so she knew I was on a discount or trying to cut corners. She knew.
Your Honor.
So wait a minute. Ms. Roberts, when you said, I got you, what did you mean?
I meant that I have her right now. Later down the road, you have to pay me back.
Did you add that and you can pay me back later into the discussion?
I expected her to know I hadn't started my job yet. It's like I got the job and she immediately thought, oh, okay, we all going on a trip together and it's for free. No.
You can't be expecting nothing. I need to hear that pay me back later.
I'm still trying to understand how you got your own plane ticket but thought she was paying for the whole trip.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, because I took that upon my own to buy the plane ticket. This is my friend. I'm not trying to beat her over the head, and she's already, to my knowledge, going to sponsor the trip.
So you felt like she said, come on and go, I got you, and you were thinking to yourself, ooh, I don't want her to be on the hook for everything.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and just get myself a cheap plane ticket.
Yeah, because
so
we're
at least
friends,
that's
so
that. Okay,
you
all
know.
right, I'm understanding that now. Get to the trip now.
Well, as far as the trip went, when it came time to check out, I could not find Tammy at all. Ghost gone with the wind. And I'm like, wait a second, where's my friend? The other girls are here. Where's Tammy?
What was going on?
I don't know. I honestly.
But that's the thing, Your Honor. She shouldn't be checking for me when I'm not responsible for any of the fees. So why are you looking for me?
That's where the misunderstanding begins and ends.
Coming up.
How did you think she was able to pay for the entire trip for you? That means you ate free, you had the hotel for free, all you did was pay for your plane ticket.
Because sometimes you can't question blessings.
And later,
If he used Troy to breed with another dog, he owes you the $7,000. Luckily for you both, this court did do a DNA analysis.
we're back with a dispute between Carrie Roberts and her friend Tammy Mills over travel expenses.
Were you just so confident, Miss Mills, that at the time, I mean, usually at the time of checkout, and someone's saying, even they say, I got you, did you say to her, hey, are you sure? You know, I'd like to pay you back half. I don't have it now, but I can pay you back this later.
No.
You just didn't go anywhere near the checkout counter.
At that point, yes.
That's like
you're
those
right.
people, Sean, when the bill comes at the restaurant, they suddenly got to go to the restroom.
That's me out of here. Especially if you say you got.
Is that you?
No, I'm just kidding. Look, I'm just saying though, in that regard, especially if you say you got me, and then also, Your Honor, we've been friends for some time now, so she understands that I'm a single mom. I have a lot of, hardships that I have to overcome. And her friends, they're single with no children, so they don't have the same financial obligations as I do.
Well, let me say this. As the woman who was single for a long time with no children, I couldn't stand when other people would count my money. Now, just because you decide to become a mother and add more responsibility to your plate, that doesn't mean you count my money and always assume I have more because I don't have a child.
She does
And
have
I
more,
make
though.
sure that I don't do that now that I have a child, that I don't do the reverse. Now, and I will give this to Ms. Roberts, she got the job, but was not able to pay for the whole trip if she wasn't earning at the job yet. How did you think she was able to pay for the entire trip for you? That means you ate free, you had the hotel for free, all you did was pay for your plane ticket.
Because sometimes you can't question blessings. And that's what that was, a blessing. It's been a long, friend, I needed that vacation. It had been so long, and with COVID, and I had to watch my daughter way more than I was stressed and couldn't do it.
So let me ask you something, Ms.
I
Roberts.
wasn't gonna question.
While you're on the vacation and the days are going by and the meals are going by, and are you charging everything to the room, or are you looking at this and every few minutes you're like, well, she ain't tried to pay for nothing yet?
Absolutely both. We did charge some things to the room, and then, the excursions that we did outside of the hotel, me and my friends would just kind of fight over the bill, because that's how we do. One person pays. We don't do the 5 cards trying to pay one bill. So me and my other friends were taking care of it. I didn't pay much attention to Tammy not taking care of it. I'm not that type of friend to count up everything. But when the bill came for the room and there were international phone calls made to her child or to whoever she was calling in the middle of the night, and the mini bar in our room was empty, and we were never really in the room. She was
Wait
in the
a
room
minute
warming
now.
up.
Wait a
Now,
minute
I maybe
now.
had a drink or 8, but that's fine. I
you
was
said
trying
a
to
drink
get
or
my-
8.
I was trying to get.
I have the receipt.
I had missed my
She said, I may have had a drink or 8.
I was trying to get myself together. Her friends, they were not that inviting. I can't fight over the bill, so
I have the receipt
I was
of what the
I'd
bar
like to
looks
see the
like,
receipt.
and the receipt for the hotel room.
Some of that's fake, probably, Your Honor.
Did you bring any evidence today, Ms. Mills?
Yes, I have a copy of
What do you have?
the hotel bill as well.
I'm going to believe you that this hotel bill is $16.92.
Now, you may want to check, she be lying to her job sometimes. So.
Oh my gosh, friend.
Ooh, see how your friend will do you? I heard enough. This is, I hate to say, but this is common, and I'm not surprised. When you get to be close friends with someone, you believe you can speak each other's language, but you're not kindred spirits when it comes to money. And I think that's what people need to understand. Exchange of money, all of these things, gifts, trips, loans, whatever it may be, it requires very real communication. And in the excitement of this job, you all began to make a plan without really having a plan, right?
Yes.
And that old saying, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. What I'm most proud of is that even though you're standing here in court today, it still looks like you have a lot of love for one another.
Yeah,
and you still appreciate and honor the friendship.
Yes.
But this has got to be a lesson that when you are going forward in a vacation or anywhere where you're spending money together, hammer it out. Put it in writing. Make sure everybody understands the terms. Because I'll be very clear. At your age, it's like I could completely understand Ms. Mills' position in this. When I was at your age, if someone said, come on, you can go, I got you, that could mean if you fall short, I'm gonna spot you.
Yes.
Usually a spot means that you pay back later when you do get it. Now, as a woman of this age, when I tell somebody, come with me, I got you, that means you don't have to worry about anything.
Come on.
It's done. I'm taking care of you. And so I can see how both of you can be confused as to what that means. So it has been determined by this court that you all need to split the amount that you are petitioning for. So both of you take responsibility for some portion of this miscommunication. You're suing for $1,692, therefore a judgment for the plaintiff for $846. Court is adjourned.
All rise.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant owes $846.
I can't believe you had me come on here
How
for
you
that.
gonna bring me
We
on
could
the
have did
court?
this at
Can't we
home.
work out a payment plan? I probably only got the 42 today. Something.
You could just pay. You ain't got to pay me back. We'll talk about it the next trip.
Coming up,
There is a clause in that contract that states if you intend to breed these dogs, you need to pay a fee.
Clearly, she's just trying to make money out of this. Otherwise, you would have told me to get her
Your
neutered after.
irresponsibility is not my problem.
It's got nothing to do with responsibility.
Well, actually, Mr. Humphreys, it does.
Hannah Miller claims the puppy she sold was intended to be a pet and contractually wasn't supposed to father a litter once it got older. Sam Humphreys says he neutered the dog so it couldn't sire any puppies.
Good day, everyone.
Good day.
This is the case of Miller versus Humphreys. Ms. Miller, you are suing Mr. Humphreys for $7,200 for breach of contract. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Humphreys, you say you did not breach the contract.
That is correct.
All right. Ms. Miller, what happened?
I am a Labrador Retriever breeder. I live in Clemson, South Carolina. I've been doing this a long time, Your Honor. When he bought a dog from me, he ended up signing a contract. But the most important part was a non-compete clause contract. He agreed that he would neuter the dog when it reached or before it reached 9 months of age. The reason I have that non-compete clause is because I truly care about the health and well-being of these dogs. When dogs are overbred and irresponsibly bred, sometimes inbreeding can happen, health problems can happen with these dogs. There is a clause in that contract that states if you intend to breed these dogs, you need to pay a fee of $7,000.
Can I see the contract? Did you bring it?
I did.
Thank you.
So this contract explicitly says that proof must be received within 14 days after the completion of the surgery and that male dogs need to be neutered before becoming 9 months of age.
Yes, ma'am.
Coming up,
Even if Troy is the father, which he is not.
How do you know that for sure?
I had him fixed.
Luckily for you both, this court did do a DNA analysis.
we're back with the case of breeder Hannah Miller, who brought Sam Humphreys to court over puppy paternity.
Mr. Humphreys, I want to hear your side. When you bought the dog, was it your intention to breed the dog?
Not at all. I'm an investment banker first. I'm not a breeder whatsoever. The dog was just meant to be a
Did you have
family
any
pet.
other dogs when you bought Troy?
No.
And-
However, I did get 2 more dogs after I bought Troy.
You did?
3 months after. Our kids loved this dog so much. The dog was getting lonely. It was kismet. It was perfect.
You were supposed to have Troy neutered before he was 9 months old. The question is, did you do that?
Yes, I did.
Then the second question is, did you bring proof to court?
Yes, I did.
May I see it, please?
Thank you. Here you are.
Thank you so much, Sean. Let me see. The date of the contract was October 2020, and then the surgery was performed on July of 2021. So the bottom line is he's still a little tardy to the party.
But very close.
But very close. If he used Troy to breed with another dog, he owes you the $7,000.
Yes, ma'am.
You're suing for $7,200. What's the other $200 for?
When the dogs are sold, he's selling them for a price that would equal $7,200. He has chosen to sell the puppies instead of pay me the fee that I asked for.
Your
So
Honor.
that is why I chose to sue for that number, Your Honor.
Even if Troy is the father, which he is not,
How do you know that for sure?
I had him fixed.
Luckily for you both, this court did do a DNA analysis.
Judge Lake's verdict when We the People returns.
All right, so here's a canine breed composition DNA analysis certificate for Troy Humphreys. He is, in fact, the papa of these puppies.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I mean, that's just not fair. Why would she have that clause? Clearly, she's just trying to make money out of this. Otherwise, you would have told me to get it
Your
neutered after.
responsibility is not my problem.
It's got nothing to do with responsibility.
Well, actually, Mr. Humphreys, it does. Because the truth is, all you had to do was say, you know what? Let's get some other dogs. But since we've got Troy, and it is not my intention to breed, let's get another boy dog or 2 other boy puppies, and then we wouldn't have this problem.
I wasn't faced with that
But once
choice.
you got the girl puppy, this possibility could happen. So with that said, judgment for the plaintiff for $7,000. Court is adjourned.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant owes $7,000.
So it looks like it was a good day for you. How do you guys feel about the verdict?
I feel great. I got what I needed and what was entitled to me.
I was a bit cheated by this loophole, so.
So what are you going to do with all the dogs?
I have no idea.
Feel free to sell them.
Jeffrey Lennox claims his ex-wife lied about having cosmetic surgery, so he was shocked when their child didn't look like either of them. Tanya Pointer says her ex-husband is superficial and called their baby ugly.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lauren Lake presiding. Hello, Your Honor.
Hello, please be seated. Good day, everyone. Good day. This is the case of Lennox versus Pointer. Mr. Lennox, you are suing Ms. Pointer for $9,800 for breach of contract. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Ms. Pointer, you say the plaintiff is being superficial and you did not breach any contract. Is that
Your
correct?
Honor.
All right, I'll start with you, Mr. Lennox. What happened?
Thank you, Your Honor. Well, what happened, I mean, I imagine back to when I was a child, and on the counter at my family home, I see photos of my family going down generations, and I saw little me there, and I imagined one day that I would have my own child to have a picture with on that counter. So fast forward, and I'm now looking for a wife, and you know, like every young man dreams, I'm sure, like a lot of people dream, they imagine who their wife is going or their husband is going to look like, and I was imagining somebody that was tall, ambitious, mentally fit and capable, honest and attractive. I feel that I have received certain opportunities and gained a lot through my looks, I have to say, and I wanted my child to be raised in a similar fashion. So I was, you know, looking for.
You taking 10 minutes to say you wanted to have a baby that you thought was pretty.
I wanted to have a child. Yeah, I wanted to have the life that I thought of. Yes, Your Honor.
And the life you thought of was a life of what? A child that looked like you?
Yeah, I mean, a child that looked like yes, Your Honor. But not, I mean, I found Tanya at the gym after a spin class, and whatever boxes I may have needed to check, she seemed to check all of them. I mean, look at her.
You met Mr. Lennox at the gym?
Yes, Your Honor.
You liked him, he liked you?
Yes, Your Honor.
You started a relationship?
Yes, Your Honor.
Were you or were you not forthcoming about your life, your family, your background, your past?
I was, as much as I
Excuse
felt
me.
like I needed to disclose. I did not disclose to him certain things about my past. I did let him know that my parents were killed in a plane crash, leaving my brother and I all alone.
You know how long it took me to figure that out, Your Honor? Like, we're talking months of our relationship before she would cry when I'd ask her.
Focused on my
and I eventually
features,
got her to tell me.
So I didn't really feel like there was an opportunity for me to share a heartfelt moment with him.
So wait, you all are in a relationship, but you didn't ever feel there was time for you to have a heartfelt moment with a man you're in a relationship with? That doesn't make sense.
Well,
Thank you.
the issue at hand is my cosmetic procedures. After my parents were killed in the plane crash, I underwent a ton of cosmetic procedures so that I would not have to be reminded of my mother and what had happened to her. So I did. This was all cosmetic surgeries. And I just wanted to be away with my past. And he felt like because I did not disclose that to him, that now our child is ugly. We just had a child, and he started calling my baby ugly.
That is not what
My baby's only 1 year old. He's handsome. And he says that because the child does not look like his family lineage,
that
my baby is ugly.
Your Honor, that's
well,
not...
Mr. Lennox, I don't understand how you could be upset with what a new baby looks like. Why are you upset about that?
It is not my child's looks that upset me.
So what is it?
It was seeing my child for the first time and how it felt I was looking at a complete stranger, didn't look like either parent. It put into motion in my head now what had been, I guess, percolating for a while, that this woman that I thought I knew was not telling me about her life, and my first thought was she must be cheating on me. This child doesn't look like me.
So the baby, you felt like the baby didn't look like you, and it didn't look like Miss Pointer, so you were like, I'm not the father.
Coming up.
I made it very clear, Your Honor.
So you said, I want to have a child with you, but just tell me, have you had any plastic surgery?
Your Honor, I didn't feel the need to ask. I mean, look at her. It's very well done. She looks amazing.
Well done. You acting
Now.
like somebody baked her in the oven.
And later.
We got escorted out of the...
because after the phone flew and all that
Yes.
happened, y'all got escorted out of the ballet.
We're back with the case of Jeffrey Lennox, who brought his ex-wife, Tanya Pointer, to court after he says she lied to him.
She knows my position on plastic surgery. I think it's disingenuous and it lacks integrity. I would not have married, let alone pay for an IVF fertilization treatment with someone who had an addiction to plastic surgery, like Tanya certainly does. And
Did you say that before you all decided to have a sexual relationship?
I made it very clear, Your Honor.
So you said, I want to have a child with you. I'm willing to pay for IVF, but just tell me, have you had any plastic surgery?
Your Honor, I didn't feel the need to ask. I mean, look at her. It's very well done. She looks amazing.
Well done. You acting
Now.
like somebody baked her in the oven.
With all the surgery she's gotten, which is, by the way, is worth way more than the $10,000, the $9,800 that I'm here seeking to recoup, it is as if, I mean, somebody really went to work on her. And of course, I don't know anything about that, nothing about that part of her life.
What does this mean? I'm not liking the way you're objectifying
Your
Miss
Honor,
Pointer.
and I apologize for that, but I offer into evidence a photo here that I found. And please tell me, Your Honor, if that looks like the same person to you.
Actually, she looks a little different, but the shape of her face, the shape of her eyes, her eyebrows,
and
her nose is different.
May I just say that I'm not ashamed of that photo. I did not get those cosmetic procedures because I thought that I was ugly. I got those cosmetic procedures because it was traumatizing looking in the mirror and being reminded of my mother's face. So it was very devastating for me to find out that he felt like our child was ugly. I did not get those procedures to become this different person. I got those procedures so that I wouldn't be reminded of what had happened in my past.
Then why did you say that you're the new Tanya now and the old Tanya is dead and forget about her? I mean,
because the old Tanya died when her parents died.
But you didn't know the old Tanya anyway, right?
I didn't, and I still don't. I don't know the new one either. I had to pull teeth to get
But wait a
even
minute.
this.
So your testimony is you don't know her, but you also decided to pay for IVF treatments to have a baby with her, but you didn't know her. She wouldn't answer questions. She wouldn't tell you anything about her past. She wouldn't let you know about her family. But you know what? This is the girl I want to have a baby with through IVF.
She
Make it
assured
make
me-
sense, Mr. Lennox. I don't have all day.
She assured me that who she was loved me unconditionally, dearly, and that she was wholly honest with me and that there was no need for me to worry. Now I find out that that entire argument, that entire line, which she allowed me to believe, what I allowed myself to believe, that was a cover story to prevent me from understanding that she hacked at her body to upgrade herself. I mean, her brother apparently used it to try to start a new life. She upgrades her physical form or something.
Your Honor.
Hold on. Why are you being so melodramatic about plastic surgery?
It's the lies.
You say you're suing her for breach of contract. What's the contract? And it better say in this contract, I'm going to pay for this IVF as long as you are the natural, original version of yourself with no plastic surgery. I want to see that contract. Where is that?
Your Honor, it's a marriage contract. I feel like I have been used. The damage is plain. I was
She was beautiful
despondent
before
talking-
the surgery. She's beautiful after the surgery. What is the issue? I want to know what your damages are.
I was lied to, and I can't have that lack of trust in a relationship for the rest of my life.
Okay, so you want to get a divorce.
We have gotten a divorce, Your Honor.
Okay, so now you're divorced.
Yes,
so
we are.
now what's your issue? You got a divorce. You're not with the liar. You're not married to anybody that had plastic surgery anymore. What is your issue?
My issue is that we did not have a prenuptial engagement going, and I want some measure of honesty from you, Tanya. Some
Your
measure of
Honor,
honesty that you understand.
Honesty don't cost $9,800. I want to know, why are you up in here when I could be having my morning tea? Why are you suing?
Because I said I had an ugly baby.
There you go. Wasting my time. Is a picture of the baby in the evidence?
Yes, it is. There he is right there.
So you're angry because this baby doesn't look the way you envisioned in your mind. This is insanity. You should be ashamed of yourself for even coming in here with this nonsense.
Your Honor, if I may, I felt I've made it very clear. I had a dream when I was young, and it was to not have a disingenuous, lying, deceitful wife, and that is what I found that I've had.
No, what we found is that you are delusional.
Okay.
And guess what? If this is really what you wanted, you didn't have the agreement that reflected what your desires truly were. I don't know if this is because you all have broken up. I really don't know what this is about, but you've stood in this courtroom today and got on my last nerve. I don't have any more time for a judgment for the defendant. Court is adjourned.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case is dismissed.
I'm just so thankful that someone else can agree with me
Yeah, it's
and
a relief to
understand.
get away with more upgrades, huh? More money
upgrades.
that's not
You're
yours
so
that you deserve.
superficial. You're still superficial.
Yeah,
Have you learned anything?
You and the judge got along way too well.
Coming up,
I was bored out of my mind and decided to text a few of my friends, and he got angry and grabbed it from me.
I was not angry.
He got angry because I wasn't enjoying it as much as him. When he grabbed it, it flew under the seat in front of us and cracked.
Minden Darcy claims her date made a scene at the ballet, then cracked her phone when he tried to grab it. Jonathan McHenry says Ms. Darcy was rudely texting, distracting everyone around them. Mr. McHenry is countersuing for $303.
Good day, everyone. Good day. This is the case of Darcy versus McHenry. Ms. Darcy, you are suing Mr. McHenry for $224 over a cracked cell phone screen. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And defendant Mr. McHenry, you claim that the plaintiff caused this issue, and you're countersuing for $303 for the cost of the ballet tickets. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right, let's start with you, Ms. Darcy. Tell the court what happened.
Your Honor, I'm here today because Jonathan cracked my phone screen because he was throwing a tantrum when I had my phone out at the ballet. I was bored out of my mind and decided to text a few of my friends, and he got angry and grabbed it from me.
I was not angry.
He got angry because I wasn't enjoying it as much as him, and when he grabbed it, it flew under the seat in front of us and cracked.
Mr. McHenry, I do want to hear from you as well. You had good intentions when you bought the ballet tickets. You thought it'd be something Miss Darcy would enjoy.
Yes.
You enjoy the ballet?
Oh, quite a lot,
Was
Your
this
Honor.
oh, okay, so this wasn't your first ballet?
No, I go and I see.
He goes with his mom.
The ballet well, I had to go with my mom because she wouldn't go with me.
All right, so for the 6-month anniversary, limo, ballet tickets, it sounds like a nice date to me. Good seats?
Yes, we had the best seats in the house.
That's the only seats to have.
Coming up.
I was so embarrassed.
Well, what made you think you gonna grab a grown woman's phone and...
We're back with a dispute between Minden Darcy and Jonathan McHenry over a damaged cell phone and ballet tickets.
This young lady was doing a very beautiful pirouette, and then out of nowhere is this cell phone like blurring all of this light everywhere. And I wanted us to enjoy the evening and have a really good time, and I thought we were.
She admitted in court she was texting because she was bored.
Yes.
So then what did you say?
Well, I said, Minden, put down your phone. Like, you know, didn't you see the sign?
He didn't say it in the calm way that he's saying it now. Like, it was aggression, and it was like...
How aggressive? You're in the middle of the ballet. He didn't scream, did he?
Okay, it was a condescending tone, Your Honor, and it's like he has this issue when things don't go his way. He wants to talk to me like he's a parent and not a boyfriend, and I don't appreciate that.
I am
and it's
not
my phone.
your father. I'm not
and
a parent.
I feel like if we're in a setting where everyone is focused on the stage and I am bored, instead of falling asleep, which I could have done and I thought I was going to do, I decided to just get in our group chat.
Well, I just, you know, she didn't turn her phone off.
How many times did you ask her?
I believe it was 3 times. I just took the phone and I tried to turn it off.
He snatched the phone,
politely.
Your Honor. He didn't take it. He snatched the phone.
And she pulled back and it shot across the room. It flew underneath the seat of this other couple that was there. And
who were already annoyed because he was causing a scene. Everyone was looking at us like it was really embarrassing.
What made you think you gonna grab a grown woman's phone and take it? But I could see how that could be distracting, right? Mm-hmm. But what I don't agree with are your methods.
We got escorted out of the...
because after the phone flew and all that happened, y'all got escorted out of the ballet.
Yes.
Judge Lake's verdict when We the People.
Unfortunately for you, Mr. McHenry, you do owe Miss Darcy for the damage you caused to her phone screen. That was your doing. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And because you chose the person you'd like to accompany to the ballet with you, you gifted her a ticket, and that is really all you're doing. You could have seen the entire ballet, and she would have just been on the phone, and you might have broken up with her after, but you would have seen the ballet you paid for. So unfortunately, your actions caused you to miss the ballet, and not her. Now, you could have also been cold-blooded like her and just said, excuse me, I'm gonna go to the restroom, and gone to get the security, and you could have had them escort her out, and you could have stayed and enjoyed the ballet. Then you wouldn't be missing anything. A lot of other options. Unfortunately, you chose the wrong one. Judgment for the plaintiff for $224. The defendant's counterclaim is dismissed. Court is adjourned.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant owes $224.
I'm going to take that money and I'm going to go to a concert and actually have fun for the first time in 6 months. I guess it doesn't do any harm. My phone's getting fixed, so I accept your apology.
Shannon Kelly claims her wedding photographer did a lousy job on her special day, so she wants her money back. Mike Lawson says he had to battle the elements and he's not responsible for acts of God. Mr. Lawson is countersuing for $600.
All rise.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lauren Lake presiding.
You may be seated.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
The litigants have been sworn in.
Thank you, Sean. Good day, everyone. Good day. All right, this is the case of Kelly versus Lawson. Ms. Kelly, you are suing Mr. Lawson for $3,800 because you say he ghosted you and breached a contract and didn't deliver your wedding photos. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Lawson, you are countersuing Ms. Kelly for $600 because you say you suffered inconvenience and emotional distress.
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, let's start with you, Ms. Kelly. What happened? You got married and Mr. Lawson was your photographer?
Yes, he was.
Tell the court what happened.
I secured Mr. Lawson by giving him $3,800 up front for him to do my wedding, which was going to be in Tampa. It was going to be on the date of June 13th.
Okay.
It was 2 weeks after the wedding, and I was not happy with the photos that he sent.
So the first run of photos, basically the proofs, the raw footage and photos.
No, this wasn't raw footage. These were just photos that Mr. Lawson sent me.
And you didn't like any of them?
I did not.
Was he just taking pictures or was he also doing video?
He was supposed to do both, taking photos and doing video.
Okay. Mr. Lawson, you do acknowledge that Ms. Kelly paid you $3,800 up front to film and shoot pictures for her wedding.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Did you perform the service to the best of your ability?
I did, Your Honor.
And then after that was done, you sent her photos?
Yes.
About how many photos?
I don't know. It was roughly like 400 or 500 photos.
Oh, wow. And then what happened?
So I reached out to her on June 27th, which was exactly 2 weeks after the wedding. I had informed her that I hadn't forgotten about her and that the footage was coming.
All right. That sounds reasonable. When did it become a mess?
A mess became when Mr. Lawson sent me the photos, and they were the bridesmaids. Their dresses are blowing. Their hair is in disarray. I'm not happy with these photos. This is supposed to be my wedding day, the most beautiful day that there is for me.
Well, I mean, let's think about this, Miss Kelly. The dresses are blowing and the hair is blowing. That sounds Beyonce-like to me.
Well, no, they don't look Beyonce-like. What he captured.
Was it a part of his duty as the photographer to fix the hair and the dresses too, or capture the moment?
I think that he should capture the moment, and I think that his assistants, which I paid for, should have been there to assist. Our hair is blowing. He could have stopped us.
It was a large wedding. We had assistants. I had one assistant inside taking pictures of the reception, and I had the other one outside helping me. Mind you, this was an outside wedding, and it was being shot in the evening, so I'm battling all kinds of elements.
So if this is too much for him to handle, as we are starting to hear, then maybe he should not have taken on this task.
It's why I have it specifically here in the contract.
Hold on. When you're outside, it's very hard to control the elements, right? And if you have more than one bridesmaid, it is very hard to get everybody's hair looking perfectly at once, everybody's dress flowing perfectly at once. If you were having him shoot two different things at once, which is often the case, where the assistant is doing the reception or the cocktail hour while the bridal party is getting pictures, my point is, if we couldn't get perfection, isn't that what touch-ups are for? Like, did you try, Mr. Lawson, to Photoshop or, clean up the photos?
Yes, Your Honor, I did it to the best of my ability. But again, like I said, she wanted like a certain background look, and she wanted certain elements and things, and I was battling, the sun was going down, the wind was happening. That's why I even have in the contract right here that I brought.
Let me have the contract, please.
Your Honor, but don't you think that we could have at least moved it on the inside, or he could have stopped, for a moment to say, let's maybe give the wind a moment? This is my day. We're capturing one moment, Your Honor.
Coming up.
The $3,800 is paid for his time, for travel, for his assistance, for the turnaround time.
For the agreed upon location, not the one you changed last minute.
And later.
What type of business venture is this?
Well, it is a jewelry pyramid scheme as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, a jewelry pyramid? So how does it work?
We're back with the case of Shannon Kelly who brought Mike Lawson to court over ruined wedding photos.
Let me look at this contract. The contract says the photographer will not be liable in the unlikely event that a problem arises, whether due to an accident, loss of materials, acts of God, equipment, or other failures.
But
listen, I am not saying you have a right to not be disappointed. The question becomes whether Mr. Lawson breached the contract under the terms that are specified.
Your Honor, maybe take a look at the pictures.
So did you have in this contract somewhere that there should be indoor and outdoor pictures? I don't see that.
And I don't believe that that's stipulated there.
Was there any moment that you said when everybody's hair was blowing and things weren't right, did you say, I want to get some inside as well because the wind is blowing?
Well, we were going to get some inside and out, but I'm in the photos, Your Honor. When you take a look at the photos, I'm in the photos.
Let me see the photos. Let me just say this. I thought these were the proofs he sent, and then he went back and tried to edit and create. These photos, I mean, it is super windy.
Yes.
And like I said, it's not your bridesmaid's hair. Your bridesmaid's hair is kind of blowing back. It's your hair.
Thank you.
Miss Kelly. It really is blowing straight in your face.
With all due respect, Your Honor, I did everything I could with the elements that were in play. The contract stipulates, if things happen. It doesn't say if she's not happy with them.
What did you get that you were happy with? Anything?
The reception photos, yes, ma'am. I did get reception photos, but those are candid shots. Those are shots, that are inside of people. But the photos that you're looking at, I'm supposed to share this with my bridal party. I'm supposed to hang this up on my mantle in my home. I'm supposed to put
I want to ask you again, Miss Kelly, when the hair is blowing in your face like this, do you ever look at him and say, I think we better go in? Because he's under the assumption you've had an outdoor wedding, you want outdoor pictures.
We even changed the venue 2 days before, which I wasn't compensated for just because of how the outside venue that she wanted. So there was a specific point made about the outside venue.
Your Honor.
So I really didn't think it would do justice to go inside because that's the whole reason we made a last-second change.
No,
which again was farther for me to drive. I came from Miami. It was a 4-hour drive. Now it became a 4.5-hour drive.
One at a time.
Became a 4.5-hour drive, 9 hours round trip. And mind you, I wasn't compensated for any of that. It was just a last-second change that I was expected to do.
The $3,800 is paid for his time, for travel, for his assistance, for the turnaround time.
For the agreed-upon location, not the one you changed last minute.
When I changed the location, Your Honor, please. When I changed the location, Your Honor, we discussed that.
All right, I've heard enough. Based upon the evidence I've heard, this court has found that, Mr. Lawson, you did breach the contract. And you breached the contract because Ms. Kelly did not get what she bargained for.
She did, though.
No, she did not. She got pictures that did not reflect the way a bride and her bridesmaids should be depicted in what we all know is customarily wanted from wedding photos.
Yes.
I agree that you can't control the elements.
Right.
If you finish shooting, I think this contract said, up to 10 hours?
Yes.
Which I was there for the whole 10 hours.
And you click through, and you do not have a beautiful picture of the bride, the groom, and the wedding party. That is a part of your responsibility. Now, you are suing him for $3,800, which is the price you paid for his entire service.
Yes.
But you have admitted in court that you did receive footage that you did enjoy and you could use. It is therefore the determination of this court and the judgment of this court today that I am awarding the plaintiff $1,900, which is half of the amount that she paid for your services because she did not get the full bargain under this contract.
She did. She just wasn't happy with it.
When I give my judgment, Mr. Lawson, that's when you stop talking. I've heard enough. And as for your countersuit, it is dismissed. Because I can see from this courtroom, you like to do a lot of whining. But what you're not doing is being accountable for the way in which you must understand this woman believed in your work. Court is adjourned.
All rise.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant owes $1,900.
I guess all you got to do is complain enough and you'll get what you want, right?
Oh, I'm sure next time, with your 7 years experience, you'll do a little bit better.
Okay, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess we'll work on professionalism on your end and making sure
you
everything
can keep
comes
the
at the
little
right time.
1900. You can keep it.
Oh, I can keep it.
And do what
Cool.
you got to do.
Glad. Then we did this for nothing. Cool.
may
Keep it.
court.
Thank you.
Coming up,
What prevented you from being successful? Because you say it was a failed business venture in your petition.
She made it seem as though it was going to be very easy and it was a part-time job selling this jewelry, and it is not.
Sharon Mickles claims she lost her investment after being lured into a jewelry pyramid scheme. Vanessa Prager says it's not her fault the plaintiff doesn't know how to run a business, but she doesn't owe her a dime.
So, Ms. Mickles, you are suing Ms. Prager for $824 for a failed business venture. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And the defendant, Ms. Prager, you say it's not your fault the plaintiff doesn't have what it takes to make money. Is that correct?
Absolutely, Your Honor.
What type of business venture is this?
Well, it is a jewelry pyramid scheme as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, a jewelry pyramid. So how does it work?
So it's a sign-up deal where you try and get other people under you to be able to make a profit. So I reached out to her and I actually purchased a pair of earrings from you because I thought, you know, she looks so glamorous all the time. Like, I could probably dazzle myself up a little bit. And she reached out to me in DM on a social media site and asked me if I wanted to join the team.
And when you DM'd her back, like, my jewelry is from this site, it's this business, this is what I do. Would you like to join?
Absolutely, and she had already ordered off of the site.
All right, so once you saw her in her cute jewelry, then you were like, I'm gonna buy some. And then once you bought some, you were like, hey, you can also be
a part of my team.
A part of the team because you're looking for extra work. What prevented you from being successful? Because you say it was a failed business venture in your petition. How did it fail?
I believe it was false advertising.
In what way?
She made it seem as though it was going to be very easy and it was a part-time job selling this jewelry, and it is not.
Coming up,
Did you set up the website, Ms. Mickles?
I tried setting up the website. However, it's very difficult if you don't know much about electronics.
we're back with a dispute between Sharon Mickles and Vanessa Prager over allegations of a pyramid scheme.
People do it part-time, Ms. Prager, or is it a full-time job?
Absolutely. That's why there's 3 different packages. If you wanted to look at our...
I'd like to see that evidence, please.
Who do I...
Who's got evidence? Ms. Prager?
Slide over.
And Ms. Mickles, you both got the same evidence?
Yes.
Well, at least you prepared.
So as you can see, there's 3 different packages. She bought the most expensive package at $4.99 and was unable to complete and to sell all of the items that she had chosen. The $50 monthly fee includes mentorship, leadership, IT, and things like that. And along with that, it comes with a website.
Did you set up the website, Ms. Mickles?
I tried setting up the website. However, it's very difficult if you don't know much about electronics or...
Did you call, like, tech support? She says IT support came with your package.
I did not receive any information on who to call for that. I actually reached out to her personally, and we probably met maybe 3 times.
But you haven't been able to sell. Why haven't you been able to sell?
Honestly, I think that the market's saturated, and we can only work with people in our region, and since we're in the same region, there's no one else to sell to, there's no one else to bring on board.
That is what the website is for, and to generate online is anywhere in the globe.
Well, it's actually the reason I'm asking for the $824 back is because of the fact of all the money that I had put into it initially. And then when I tried to confront Vanessa about my concerns about the business and wanting to potentially leave, she said in an email, and I quote, "Okay, I can end this for you."
And I meant that
Okay,
because
what are you reading from? May I see that, please?
Yes.
These are text messages?
in email.
An email.
An email. So she said she can end what for you?
The business.
Judge Lake's verdict when We the People return.
There is a buyback program with the corporation. So if you are not willing to move forward within the organization, the company will buy back the inventory without any risk to her.
And that's exactly what I was trying to do. However, immediately after receiving that email, I got an email from corporate suspiciously stating that I had copyright infringement.
And the issue with
How
that,
did you infringe on any copyrights?
we have you selling to people online. So you're doing like videos and that sort of thing. And she basically violated copyright infringement for our corporation, Bobo Bottles.
So they asked you to not have any type of painting or anything
Nothing.
behind you. Did you know that when you did the video?
Yes, she did.
All right, so it's a lot. No, it's a lot Ms. Mickles is saying she didn't know. The problem is this. You didn't delve deep into the small print, and you didn't really stop and take the time to figure out how you do this business from step A to step Z. For that reason, judgment for the defendant. Court is adjourned.
All rise.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case is dismissed.
Good luck with all of your endeavors.
Thank you. You as well. I hope you
forward.
succeed in life.
Thank you, and I will.
Sophia West claims she was supposed to split the cost of a baby shower for her first grandchild, but the baby's other grandma refuses to pay up. Isabella Castell says she didn't agree to pay for an extravagant party.
All rise.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lauren Lake presiding.
You may be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello, thank you, Sean. Good day, everyone. Good day. This is the case of West versus Castell. Ms. West, you are suing Ms. Castell for $1,150, half the cost of a baby shower. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And Ms. Castell, you say you didn't attend and that the plaintiff overspent. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, I'll start with the plaintiff. So you had a baby shower?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, who was the baby shower for?
The baby shower was for our children. Her daughter is having her second child. This is my son's first child. And I was so excited about it, you know, and I assumed she would be too, but she's all baby showered out, I guess.
What you mean? You baby showered out, Ms. Castell?
Yes, I'm baby showered out. This is not my first grandchild. So I already have 3 other grandchildren. So I didn't feel a need to just go all out for this one and go overboard.
So wait, you all agreed to do the baby shower together?
Correct.
Correct.
Just you two?
Just us.
All right, so you reached out to Ms. Castell or vice versa? How did you all come to give the baby shower? The grandmothers usually don't give the shower.
Well, our children, you know, they're struggling, and, you know, as mothers, we want to help our children. So they came to us and said that, you know, we're having a baby. I would have preferred they were married first before they brought a child into the world. But these things do happen, and, you know, we're going to make the best of it.
All right, so they said, hey, can you all give us a baby shower?
Yes, we were supposed to do it together to help them.
And what was the agreement?
The agreement was that she would pay half on the expenses for the baby shower.
Did you agree to pay half, Ms. Castell?
So she gave me an amount that she thought she was going to spend, like approximately $1,000.
Uh-huh.
So I said, okay, then I'll give you $500, but still show me the receipts or the invoice of what you're spending.
All right. So do you remember that conversation, Ms. West?
I remember it somewhat, you know.
Do you agree that Ms. Castell said that you were going to do about $1,000 baby shower and show all of the receipts, and then she'd give you $500 the half? Was that the deal?
The deal was that she was going to give me half on what I spent, and I said roughly, because, you know, it's my first baby shower. I said it should be like $1,000.
Now, did you say $1,000 total for the baby shower, or did you mean $1,000 would be your half?
$1,000 would be her half, because that's what we were talking about was half.
All right, so you said it's going to be roughly $1,000. Ms. Castell, you heard that it was going to be $1,000 total, $500 each.
Exactly, Your Honor.
All right, so you get to planning the baby shower. I thought you guys were supposed to do the baby shower on your own. You didn't communicate throughout the planning process what you were buying, what you were doing, how much you were spending, a running total or tally.
I didn't really know Miss Isabella that well, so I said, well, let's just meet up for margaritas, and talk about,
Yes,
the baby
margaritas.
Shower. Yes, ma'am.
I love a good margarita.
So do I.
How about you, Sean? You like margaritas? I love a good margarita.
I don't drink, so I had a virgin margarita.
Uh-oh. Mr. Castell, Mr. Castell sent us straight to hell. She said, I don't drink, I had a virgin.
Well,
okay, we'll get back to court. So you met up for margaritas. You had a virgin, Ms. Castell. You just had yourself a mocktail. That's what they call it now. Yeah, a mocktail. So you all talked. What was going on in this conversation? Ms. Castell, when you sat down, what did you feel about the baby shower? What were your intentions?
My intentions were to give her some money, albeit half, if she didn't go overboard, and let her take on the responsibility of planning for the baby shower.
And why didn't you want to be a part of the planning? You didn't have time, or it's just not your thing?
I didn't have time. It's not my thing. And she was so excited. This is her first grandchild. And a lot of what we endured in the conversation was about her and her family. Like, I want to do this. This is what I want. I.
And I want my money. How about that?
So, Ms. Castell, you kind of felt that she was so excited that I'm gonna just let her have this, because I got more than one. I've done baby showers already.
Yes.
Coming up.
We had our little margaritas, and yes, mine was fully loaded because I don't do virgin. I ain't been a virgin in a long time.
Oh, well, okay then.
We're back with a dispute between grandmothers Sophia West and Isabella Castell, who are arguing over baby shower expenses.
What did you talk about? What were some of the plans? Did you do a theme? Did you talk about a venue? Did you talk about a color scheme?
Well, we kind of briefly talked about it, and we had our little margaritas, and yes, mine was fully loaded because I don't do virgin. I ain't been a virgin in a long time.
Oh, well, okay then. So
but
how many did you have?
Ma'am?
How many did you have?
I only had 3.
Oh, okay.
Fully loaded.
You said fully loaded, huh?
Fully loaded.
It was fully loaded, but I wasn't loaded. I know when somebody says half, they mean half.
Okay.
All right. So you leave there with kind of like a little skeleton idea of what you're going to do for the shower.
You got that. I like that name, skeleton, because that's what we had. Just
a skeleton idea. And then you went to work.
Yes, ma'am.
And what did you plan? What kind of shower was it?
Well, I really, I had to invoke some of my family members.
Okay.
To see, get some ideas, piggyback on everybody's ideas.
Oh, so they all had ideas, but they didn't have no money?
Pretty much. We had a group chat.
You don't know what my family member has in their pocket.
Well, they weren't offering
Did they
to
offer
give
any
anything.
money?
We had a group text, and that's what was on the planning stage. We didn't talk about money with the family. What we talked about was the theme.
All right.
And so it was a group text, and she was included in it, just so she can be a part of the planning stage.
All right. And what were y'all coming up with?
Well, we came up with dinosaurs and shoes, because my son loves shoes.
Okay.
And then we had a jungle theme. Mm-hmm. Like the Lion King. And I thought that was going to be really cute, but then she chimed in talking about that was a unsavory idea. And unfortunately, one of my family members didn't like her attitude in the text messages and threatened to beat her up, but...
Do you? What? Oh.
No.
We done gone all the way to a fight? Do you have evidence of those text messages?
Yes, ma'am.
May I see them, please?
Okay.
I'll take
Lord, y'all done got to fighting via text already.
But she didn't mean it. My cousin just like that. She just, be talking off the cuff. She don't mean nothing like that. If she ever got to know my family, she would know we're kind-hearted people. We'll give you the shirt off our backs, and we give you food if you're hungry. But she don't know us. She
and you'll give us a slap if I don't agree with you.
So Ms. Castell, you weren't approving of the themes.
No, Your Honor, I wasn't.
So I see here text messages I see one after you all met. It was nice spending time with you. You too. Thank you for your offer to cover half. No problem. I'm excited for you because it's your first grandchild. But you did say, Ms. Isabella, spend wisely, though. You said that in the text message.
Yes.
All right. And so here's the family text chain. I won't read it all, but we got a lot of ideas. Lego theme, hip-hop icons. Okay, that's modern. Dinosaur. Ms. Costello, you chime in and say, not to be rude, but those ideas don't go together. You didn't like dinosaurs and shoes.
No, or hip hop. Like this
so
is
then
for
y'all
baby
get in an
shower.
argument. Y'all get to arguing on the text message, and family member got to chime in. Somebody actually giving some ideas, and then cousin Tina comes in and says, right, because WTF is her problem. If you family, then act like it. Uh-oh, then Brandy said, or get slapped around this place. That's disrespectful. Brandy went up from 0 to 100 quick.
She's just like that. You got to get to know her. She's sweet.
No one has to get to know her, and you co-signed for her. You should have intervened and checked her.
So then, Ms. Costello, you say, well, I just get an event planner. But did you hire an event planner?
I did not, Your Honor.
All right, so you just got over all that nonsense and said, you know, let them go ahead and plan. So you all did the baby shower. Were you handing her receipts as you were spending?
No, ma'am.
You weren't? You were just incurring the expenses? And what, charging them on your card or paying for them yourself?
It was on my Visa debit card.
You all hired an event planner?
Anderson Johnson, they do events, and my cousin, Darnell, he was the DJ, and he did it for free, you know, because we had a DJ, and he knew somebody who had, you know, that business, and so he turned me on to Anderson Johnson.
So you hired this person to be the coordinator?
Yes, ma'am.
Event planning services, $400. I see it here.
Mm-hmm.
You got chairs and table rental fee for $350, decorations for $300, a double throne chair for $300, and catering for $650. So $2,300 for the total, which is why you're asking for $1,150.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And so when you got these bills, when you got all of these receipts, Ms. Castell, what were your thoughts?
I didn't get them, Your Honor. She just told me approximately how much she spent, and I told her she must be crazy. She said I owe her $1,150, which was half of $2,300, and I told her no. I didn't attend the baby shower because I was threatened. I didn't feel comfortable in going
Oh, you
over
never
there.
even went?
I didn't go.
Coming up.
You missed the baby shower?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Somebody threatened to slap me? Yes, I definitely missed the baby shower.
You don't want no drama with that?
I don't want no drama.
It wasn't going to be no drama.
We're back with a dispute between grandmothers Sophia West and Isabella Castell, who are arguing over baby shower expenses.
You missed the baby shower?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Somebody threatened to slap me? Yes, I definitely missed the baby shower.
You don't want no drama with that?
I don't want no drama.
It wasn't going to be no drama.
All right, so you didn't even come?
I didn't go, no.
But you still said, I'm going to pay for my half, but when she told you how much, you said, that's just too much.
I told her not to go over, when she said $1,100 initially, or $1,000, my mistake. Initially, I said, okay, $500, and then show me receipts and invoice of something as you're spending it. And she did not.
So do you remember her saying $1,000 and to show you receipts as you were spending?
No, ma'am. She didn't tell me that.
You
In
don't
fact,
remember because
at
of
the
those
last-
loaded margaritas.
The last text message that we had, she had dismissed herself from the whole group. So,
oh, after the family got ignorant with it, Miss Castell just came out the group text.
Yes, I was just done.
All right, and were you requesting, do you have any emails that show you calling her or asking her, Ms. West, what are the expenses at the end of this week, this month? How is it going? Can you show me what you're spending?
No, Your Honor, I do not.
And Ms. West, you're saying that you never once said, hey, I'm at $1,200 now total. This is where it's looking like the money's gonna land. Are you good with that?
Your Honor, all that's ringing in my head from Miss Isabella is half, half,
half.
Coming up,
$10,000 could be overboard.
we're back with a dispute between grandmothers Sophia West and Isabella Castell, who are arguing over baby shower expenses.
But listen, it is clear from her text message that she said, but don't go overboard.
$10,000 could be overboard. I don't know what her overboard is.
And you just proved what I'm talking about. When you don't have a clear understanding of what someone's overboard is and they're agreeing to pay half, I think you do have a responsibility, if you're the person making the choices, to say, hey, I just want to make sure you know we're about now at the $1,100, $1,500 range. You told me not to go overboard, so I just want to understand before I spend this money, is this amount okay with you?
She never did.
You didn't ask that. However, Ms. Castell, you had the opportunity to stay in the group chat, figure out what was going on, call Ms. West, even regardless of how the family was acting, they wasn't paying nothing, so you could just not even talk to them. Just say, hey, where are we at with expenses? I want to be clear. I don't want my part to go over $500. What happens here is that you all didn't have great communication. Exactly. You didn't nail down a number. You didn't nail down a budget. You were coming together for the sake of your kids, but you weren't clear and concise on what the agreement was, and so now there is a misunderstanding. So, Ms. Castell, have you paid Ms. West any money at all for this shower?
I have not, Your Honor.
And the shower ended up costing $2,300.
Yes.
But you never said, I'm not paying half anymore and I'm not coming. You just simply didn't show up.
No, she knew I wasn't going to show up.
Judge Lake's verdict when We the People returns.
When you're dealing with a situation where you're going to spend money together with somebody, that calls for very real communication. Ms. West, I do think you went overboard. I think you went a little overboard from what the initial conversation was, and I get it. You were excited. The baby shower that I'm looking at with the balloon, garland, and all of the cake and those things, these new baby showers, y'all done took it to another level. I mean, my son is 12. When I had my baby shower, it was beautiful. My girlfriends put it on for me. But my goodness, they communicated about what they were going to do, and they had an understanding of what the budget was. This is a misunderstanding. I do think that both of you bear responsibility in that. Therefore, half of the baby shower would be $1,150. It is the judgment of this court that I believe a baby shower for approximately $1,500 would have been what was reasonable. Judgment for the plaintiff for $750. Ms. Castell, I hate that you missed it. You only get one shower, and don't let nobody ever take you off your square so much that you miss an important event for your grandchild. I wish you all the very best. Court is adjourned.
Thank you.
All rise.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant owes $750.
Well, you didn't get $1,150. You got something. That's all right.
That's
with me.
all I really wanted was something. Because you was just so disrespectful to me.
The whole thing.
I mean,
I'm just glad you're out of my life. You stay out of my life.
Samantha Jones claims she spent thousands on a job hunting wardrobe for her ex when they were together, but he never paid her back. Dorian Bakerfield says his ex didn't ask to be repaid until he broke up with her.
All rise.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lauren Lake presiding.
You may be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello. Thank you, Sean. Good day, everyone.
Good day.
This is the case of Jones versus Bakerfield. Ms. Jones, you are suing Mr. Bakerfield for $2,000 for the cost of new clothing. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
And Mr. Bakerfield, you say that you don't owe her anything.
Correct.
All right. Well, let's hear what happened. Ms. Jones, I'll start with you. Clothing. You say you're suing for the cost of new clothes. What happened?
That is correct. So there's clothes that I bought him. He was in the middle of a job. His apartment had burned down through an electrical fire. And so doing so, he didn't have anything. So he is my boyfriend at the time. So I went on and I bought him some clothes so he can go on some interviews. It was 3 suits,
2 shirts, and I think some cufflinks that I bought him so he can look nice for his interview.
All right, so you're in a relationship. Are you living together at that time?
6 months at this time.
All right, how long were you in the relationship before that?
We was in a relationship for about like a year.
Okay, so a year.
Yes.
And he had a fire.
He had a fire in
At
his
his
apartment.
place?
Yes.
All right, so the fire wiped out your clothing, Mr. Bakerfield,
Yes.
and you needed to get a new job.
Yes,
So you asked your girlfriend to help you, or she offered, or you asked her for a loan. How did it come about that she bought clothes on your behalf?
Well, Your Honor, she knew that I was in between trying to get a better job. I was doing radio at the time. So it was a sales position opening up, and I needed a more professional look. And all these things were discussed before the fire. So it's just something she knew was coming up for me. So when the fire happened and I lost all my clothes, by her just feeling my pain and understanding what I was going through, she looked out for me and had my back. And she brought me a good, nice wardrobe to be presentable so I can try to acquire this, more powerful position.
But you also said you had me.
I'm sorry, what did you say, Ms. Jones?
He said that he got me. So I did buy him the clothes. I bought them for him. But he also said in the words, he got me.
And which I have always had you, Samantha.
Financially, no, you have not.
All right, so let's stick with the clothes for now. I see it's a lot more going on besides a wardrobe. It's a war. That's why wardrobe starts with the word war. All is fair in love and war and wardrobe. So let's go back to that. So you're just doing what a good girlfriend would do. I mean, the fire is traumatic and don't want to miss out on the job opportunity. When you two had the discussion, did you make it clear, Ms. Jones, I want to get you those clothes. You need to get some clothes. You can pay me back when you get on your feet. What was the understanding?
The understanding was he got me. So when he did receive the clothes, he turned back and said it more than once, repeatedly, I got you, I got you.
It's not true, Your Honor.
It is true. I have text messages to show it.
I'd like to see those if you brought them to court.
Yes.
Thank you.
So, Ms. Jones, when he said, I got you, what does that mean to you?
To me, that he's going to pay me back.
So it's like, thank you for doing this for me.
Yeah, he received the clothes, and in return, he said he got me.
Okay. So, Mr. Bakerfield?
Yes, Your Honor.
What did it mean to you when you said, I got you?
Well, it's a big piece of information she's not telling you. In the course of us being together and me staying at the house with her, which I greatly appreciated, there was a lot of things I've done around the house when I was in between jobs. Before, the good job came, I painted her master bedroom. I painted her guest bedroom. I did the garden.
I also bought the materials for that.
Well, he don't have a job. That's why you went and got the suits.
The reason why I done that, Your Honor, because at the time she was appraising prices of getting paint and work done around the house, and I seen what she was going through. I took it upon my initiative to get the labor, do the labor myself.
Coming up.
So you saying, Ms. Jones, you didn't need him to do all that. You could have paid the painter.
Yeah, it was things that I was just naturally saying as women do when we buy our house. Like, oh, I just want the walls done. And so he did.
But you did
paint.
3-4 appraisals and couldn't afford none of them.
And later.
You were at the event, and then you smoked marijuana where?
Well, I had gotten there, and I had gotten in my costume, except for the.
We're back with a dispute between Samantha Jones, who is suing her ex Dorian Bakerfield over money spent on a new wardrobe.
So you saying, Ms. Jones, you didn't need him to do all that. You could have paid the painter.
Yeah, it was things that I was just naturally saying as women do when we buy our house. Like, oh, I just want the walls done. And so he did.
But you did
paint.
3-4 appraisals and couldn't afford none of them. That's what made me feel your pain like you felt my pain to buy those clothes when my stuff caught on fire. I had you.
So you're not appreciative that he did do the work around the house?
No.
Why is that?
I'm not appreciative at all because the job wasn't done well.
Okay, so he didn't do any of the work well.
Wow.
No. Wow. You can see the paint marks still all on the walls. It's just horrible. No.
All right, and did you tell him, hey, babe, thank you so much for asking, but don't do any more of the work around the house.
Yeah, don't do anything else.
You told him?
Yes, I did.
All right, so Mr. Bakerfield, when you said, I got you,
yes,
what did that mean to you? What was your intention behind that phrase? Because I'm looking at the text messages. I see you say here, baby, I'm feeling this suit and clothes you got for me. I can't thank you enough. You say you're more than welcome.
Yeah.
And then Mr. Bakerfield says, you know I got you, right?
Your
So
Honor.
you guys seem to have a great conversation.
I'm sorry, she did not ask for nothing back until we broke up. So there was never no discussion or dialogue of, hey, when you get on your feet, make sure you pay me back. So my mind was
So
not...
while you're together, never any mention?
Never, and those favors I did for the house was because I seen her upset and how much she wanted upgrades. So I felt her because we were getting along and were in a relationship. So I felt, why not help her out? I got the time. At the time, I have the time. But when it was time for me to not have any more time from working, from getting a job, of looking nice, and it worked, the love you have for me worked, I got the job. And so I was...
And now you need to pay me back.
So why did you all break up? What happened, Ms. Jones?
She got controlling.
Oh. She got
Absolutely not.
controlling?
She became controlling. She wasn't always like that. One of the sweetest people
He got
I've
a
ever
job
met.
and decided not to be with me no more. He was out the house. He was partying. He wasn't coming home. I was sending him text message, when we gonna have lunch, or, want me to make you some dinner. He never showed up.
Your Honor,
and remind you, he's coming in my house, so I felt very disrespected.
Your Honor, I work in
Okay, he's still a
sales.
guest, even though we're together. He's a guest.
Oh. Well, he a sharp guest because you done bought him a whole bunch of suits and clothes and sent him right on outside. He outside living his best life. Gauging from Ms. Jones' testimony and her personality today, I don't think if you wasn't living up to your part of the bargain, she wouldn't have been offering to buy you any clothes when you had the fire. So you obviously were showing up in the relationship as a very real and true and genuine man.
I genuinely cared about her. I cared about her situation. I cared about her happiness as well as when she was
No, it
sad.
did, because you moved out without telling me, and then broke up with me.
Wait a minute, I thought, wait. Oh, you broke up with her?
Yes.
Yeah. Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, I broke up with her
It
because...
actually was a goodbye. A breakup is a goodbye. It ain't a hello.
Yes, Your Honor, I broke up with her because our whole relationship was based on vibes. It seemed like the vibes changed when I began to get back on my feet. I didn't come into a relationship not on my feet. So if we were working in the beginning while I was on my feet, my best thing was to get back out there, get on my feet, and maybe we can get back to where we used to be.
He didn't say that,
So
though. He just left.
I found
He
something
left.
closer to the new job, a new place, apartment, and I moved out.
So do you have any evidence to present today?
Yes,
before
I do,
give
Your
my
Honor.
ruling?
I have evidence
I'd
of
like to see
the
it,
groceries I've bought. I have evidence of...
Take everything you have.
Okay, I have evidence of the labor, what it would have cost if she had to pay real workers to come do the work on her home.
And they would have did a better
I
job.
kept gas in her car. I kept her oil changed.
So
I kept her bath water running. I kept the salts in the bath.
Honey, hold on.
Yes, I did.
Somebody tell Mr. Bakerfield we're going to take some notes and pass this on to some folks.
Yes.
He was doing all that?
Yes.
Okay.
But he wasn't giving me
I
the
left-
quality time that I deserve and needed as a woman.
Well, at this time that you were craving the quality time without communicating with me, I also acquired 40 hours of work to do a week.
Wait,
so things
running
did
baths ain't quality time? Catch me up.
Foot rubs.
Foot rubs.
Where were you doing this?
Oh, you say that didn't happen, Ms. Jones?
No, it did not.
All right. What is disappointing most is that you two really seem to have a relationship where you had each other's back in the difficult time because patterns changed. I get that. Maybe you were feeling uncomfortable with those patterns, but that was worthy of a conversation and, in my opinion, worth you all doing your very best to save this relationship. Now, I'm gonna let y'all handle that from here, but as far as this court is concerned, the clothes you bought him, that was a gift. It's not revocable, and he does not have to pay you back for that, just as when you all broke up, you don't have to pay him for the labor, for the work he did in your home, even though you may not have liked it. Your case, plaintiff, is dismissed. Judgment for the defendant. Court is adjourned.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case has been dismissed.
I think she made a horrible decision. You really do owe me. You broke up with me and you left my home.
I cannot sit there and act like I don't miss you, but I don't miss this vindictive type of vibes you give it. We could have talked this out.
Coming up.
However, I had to make a choice that day because when I arrived at the party, I was still in a lot of pain and discomfort. And I thought, well, let me just smoke some marijuana and get through this next 2-hour event.
Party performer Josh People claims he was unjustly fired for using medical marijuana to ease his back pain. Frank Albert says he booked the plaintiff for a kids' party and he smoked weed while dressed up as the Easter Bunny.
Good day, everyone.
Good day.
This is the case of People versus Albert. Mr. People, you are suing Mr. Albert for $4,350 for unfair termination. The defendant, Mr. Albert, you claim you were forced to fire him.
Correct, Your Honor.
All right, I'd like to start from the beginning. So, Mr. People, what type of work were you doing for Mr. Albert?
I was an entertainer for children's parties.
Okay. And so you were hired to be?
I was hired on this particular date in April to be the Easter Bunny.
All right. And so, Mr. Albert, you hired him. How many jobs was he supposed to do for you?
We had 4 contracts, 4 events scheduled.
4 events scheduled.
Correct.
So take me to the event in question.
The event in question was in April. Before the event happened, I had taken a fall while I was helping a friend paint his garage, and I had lower back pain. And my doctor recommended that I try medicinal marijuana, and which helped, which alleviated the pain. However, I had to make a choice that day because when I arrived at the party, I was still in a lot of pain and discomfort. And I thought, well, let me just smoke some marijuana and get through this next 2-hour event.
Coming up.
You know, we want to set a good example for these children. You
don't want the kids coming in the party and the Easter Bunny out there smoking weed.
We're back with the case of Josh People, who brought Frank Albert to court after he was fired while performing as the Easter Bunny.
You were at the event.
Correct.
And then you smoked marijuana where?
Well, I had gotten there and I had gotten in my costume, except for the head part, and then I went to my car and smoked some marijuana, and then Mr. Albert confronted me before I went out to perform and told me that I should go home.
All right, so Mr. Albert, were you made aware, or did you see for yourself that he was outside smoking marijuana, which he admits to doing?
So I did not see it myself. My assistant, Sandra, had gone out into the...
And this is your assistant?
This is my
Please
assistant
stand
here. And she went out into the parking lot to greet Mr. Peoples to bring him in and show him where to go. And she didn't mention anything.
Since it was her account, let me have her.
Sure, absolutely.
Explain what happened. Please state your name for the court.
Yes, my name is Sandra Lewis, and I seen Mr. People in the parking lot smoking some marijuana, and I had to inform my boss because we tolerate a no tolerance zone for children because we have events and parents that notice little things, and I had to inform my boss, and he told me we needed to terminate him.
So you saw it with your own eyes, he admits to doing it, and you immediately told Mr. Albert?
Yes.
And so, Mr. Albert, did you walk over to the car? How did you tell him?
Before he went on to perform, we had a conversation. I said, hey, I'm sorry, your services are no longer be required today.
Does anyone have a copy? Do you have a copy, Mr. People, of the agreement with Mr. Albert?
Here you are.
Mr. Albert said you were hired for 4 jobs here.
Correct, and there is a termination clause in that agreement.
You can terminate at any time with or without cause.
Young children's events, and they're very impressionable. They pick up on certain things, and we want to set a good example for these children. You hire the Easter Bunny.
He said he had his costume on up to his neck. You don't want the kids coming in the party and the Easter Bunny out there smoking weed.
Judge Lake's verdict when We the People returns.
You were an independent contractor, and the contract that you signed says that you can be fired with or without cause. He could have just let you go and never said a word, but you were smoking marijuana outside in a public space, preparing to go into a place where he's hosting children. he has a right to fire you. He doesn't owe you for any of the other jobs. In addition, it's against the law in California to smoke weed, whether it's medicinal or not, in a public place. So you should have never been in the car smoking any weed, period.
Your Honor, I'm really sorry that I put myself in this position, but at the same time, there was no drug testing required when I was hired.
He doesn't have to. He can fire you with or without cause. You're an independent contractor. You're not an employee. So all things considered, unfortunately, I've got to dismiss your case. Judgment for the defendant. Court is adjourned.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case has been dismissed.
No hard feelings, Mr. Peoples. Hope you get your life together and your back feels better, if that's really an issue for you. You seem fine today.
I'm free the rest of the year if you need a good performer.
I think we'll be okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Susan McCallie claims she didn't get the dessert she ordered, and her cousin almost set a guest on fire. Denise Baskin says she provided delicious desserts and is countersuing for $600.
All rise.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lauren Lake now presiding.
You may be seated. Good day, everyone.
Good day.
This is the case of McCallie versus Baskin. Ms. McCallie, you are suing Ms. Baskin for $600 because you say you hired her to curate desserts for an event and she went off menu and almost set one of your guests on fire.
Yes, ma'am, that is correct.
And Ms. Baskin, you say that Ms. McCallie still owes you the balance of $600. Ms. McCallie, the plaintiff. Please tell me, you ordered desserts from Ms. Baskin. What happened?
So it all started when me and my cousin ran into each other at our grandmother's birthday party.
Yes.
And she had baked a beautiful cake for my grandmother. It was amazing. It was delicious. So she began to tell me about how she wanted to save up money for her own bakery and that she had already started fulfilling orders for clients and starting new catering businesses. So I was proud of her. I was excited for her. I definitely wanted to bring her in with my event planning business with my Curly Girls event.
So I need to ask you about the event and the desserts. What kind of desserts did you order?
So I originally ordered chocolate mousse. I wanted a white chocolate raspberry cake. I wanted a lemon tart with raspberries on top. And then I also wanted a red velvet mini cake. The only one that she provided that day was the red velvet mini cake.
And what was the total cost of the dessert?
We decided on a $1,200 budget for 150 people.
Which was not enough for 150 people. Definitely not enough.
I want you to jump in now, Ms. Baskin. So you jumped in right on time.
Yes.
So $1,200 was your agreed upon price?
Yes.
Ms. McCallie talked about which desserts she ordered.
Mm-hmm.
Did you bring those desserts? She says you went off menu in her complaint.
So I had to. Based on the type of dessert that I do make, I use ingredients that are very expensive. So I had to go around her budget.
Your Honor, if I
Did you inform her of that in writing?
I didn't inform her, but I thought she would know. She's been around. She's my cousin.
Do either of you have the contract?
Or the contract?
Was it a written contract?
We don't have a written contract, but I do have the receipt of when I paid the deposit, and that's the only contract that
Let
we
me
have.
see that.
Yes, ma'am.
So she did make the deposit, but later on say that she did not want
So
to.
this is a contract. I mean, this is your receipt. This can serve as an understanding of what was to be supplied. This is $1,200 for desserts for 150 people. Citrus tarts, berry bundt cakes, mini red velvet, mousse pudding, and a special dessert presentation. And you gave a 50% deposit. Now, Ms. Baskin, I want you to explain to the court, you said in your earlier testimony that her budget could not cover the cost of what she wanted. Did you let her know why is this then a receipt for very specific items?
I did not let her know. Just based on how great my baking is, I thought that it wouldn't matter.
There wasn't enough money.
Mm-hmm.
And what you felt like is, I want to get this done right for her.
Yes.
But I know this is not going to be enough money to get all of the ingredients we need for what she ordered. Let me make something else to substitute it. But you didn't reach out to her and tell her that.
Yes, I didn't communicate. I will say that I didn't communicate that to her. I did not think it would matter because at the end of the day, I gave a great presentation and the guests loved it. I wanted to see her shine as much, and she's been an inspiration to me.
So you appreciate that. You didn't want to let her down. So what exactly did you make?
I made some strawberry tarts.
She made a strawberry blend with white chocolate ganache.
She knows my thing.
Okay, what else?
She also made a lemon tart, and then I believe it was a creme brulee, and the last thing she made was the only thing that I asked for was the red velvet mini cake.
Coming up.
I see you've brought evidence, some desserts over there. I'm waiting for you to offer those into evidence.
I would love for you to try.
Court.
And later.
You coming up in here lying, acting like I'm a fool?
You're calling me a liar?
That's exactly what I'm calling you.
We're back with cousins Susan McCallie and Denise Baskin, who are arguing over custom desserts.
Were you upset when you didn't see exactly what you'd ordered, or was everything just delicious so you said okay?
Honestly, Your Honor, I was actually really upset because we had agreed upon the menu, and I told her that it had to match my overall theme for my event. And
what was the theme?
The theme was pink. So everything was pink. It was pink balloons. It was pink table curtains.
I went for citrus berry desserts, and it
But
really,
did you know that the theme was pink?
I did know that.
But you just decided against it?
Yes.
The trouble I'm having is that you did not inform Ms. McCallie of the change, right?
Yes.
But did the event, did the guests, did they like the desserts?
They did like the desserts, but at the end, when she did the Cherry Jubilee, which was the main event of all the desserts, she had poured, I guess, too much brandy, and the flame ignited really high. I could feel the heat from where I was standing, and I was further away, but all my sponsors were much closer, especially my alcohol sponsor, which is my most important sponsor. She was standing the closest, and she felt like her eyelashes were completely on fire. They were singed. She was extremely upset, and she didn't even care that she burned this bridge for me.
They were singed?
Yes, ma'am. She had false eyelashes on.
Oh,
Your
my
Honor,
goodness.
It did not catch on fire. She was just very close, hovering over what I was doing. It was supposed to be a presentation. Cherry Jubilee, it's a presentation I stand and people stand back and watch because it has fire. It shows a flame of fire. So is
this the special dessert presentation?
Yes.
So you did do that as well?
Yes, I did
it's
do
just
that.
that someone was too close?
Yes. Matter of fact, I was very nervous in that situation because everybody was watching me. I overpoured the brandy. The flame was a little bit higher than it should have been.
It was extremely higher.
Understood. So you're admitting that you did something wrong?
Yes.
Okay,
It was an accident, but yes.
So I see you've brought evidence, some desserts over there. I'm waiting for you to offer those into evidence.
I would love for you to try.
For the court, you brought desserts for me?
Yes.
What are these samples of your desserts?
I brought some key lime tarts. I brought some cheesecake. I brought some of my favorites, so I would love for you to try. It's better for you to try than me explain it.
So, this is how delectable your desserts are, right? And this is actually nothing that you ordered, Ms. McCallie. So, therefore, if these are delicious, your point, Ms. Baskin, is that I do what I need to do to make sure the customer's satisfied. I love cheesecake. Your desserts are excellent. I do understand both sides of this case. I ordered what I ordered, and I want what I want, because that's what I ordered. If the budget I give cannot accommodate what I want, please tell me so I can make adjustments instead of you just making adjustments. However, your cousin's putting on an event, you are the baker, you feel like she trusts you to know I'm not gonna let you down. I may not be able to get with your budget what you want, but I'm gonna serve your guests some delicious desserts, and most importantly, I'm still gonna do an incredible presentation. What I appreciate in your testimony, which I don't
hear often, Ms. Baskin, is you admit to a mistake. I may have put a little bit too much brandy, the fire was a little hot, but because someone was standing close, that's why she had that experience. If everybody was backed up, that wouldn't have happened. So I say all of this to say that both of you as family members have a reason to be disappointed in the other in some respects. And it is for this reason I believe that you should also share in the responsibility for what went on at the party. But I'm a big believer in that family, right, should come first, even over business. Share the responsibility, work it out. You said she's always been there to support you, to empower you in your business, right?
Right.
And I hope you will give her another opportunity to prepare desserts for another event, right?
Yes,
because it's how we grow and learn is through experience. Now, because this court believes you both have had a part to play in this, I'm going to award the plaintiff $300 on your claim and the defendant $300 on your counterclaim, which means you both break even. I hope from here you will put family first, communicate better, and figure out a way to work together again. Court is adjourned.
Judge Lake has ruled. Both parties are awarded $300.
I still love you. I don't think you do. You took me to court.
Yeah, but, I mean, we could still work this out.
Coming up.
And so you believe it was Mr. Rizzo's responsibility to not serve you those extra drinks. Is that what you think caused your intoxication?
Correct.
It wasn't your responsibility to just not drink the extra drinks.
Sarah Falk claims she was overserved beyond the point of intoxication. Mark Rizzo says the plaintiff chose to keep drinking and is countersuing for $3,960.
Good day, everyone. Good day. This is the case of Falk versus Rizzo. Ms. Falk, you are suing Mr. Rizzo for $5,000. You say he was negligent because he overserved you alcohol. The defendant, Mr. Rizzo, is countersuing you for $3,960 because he says your intoxication and your suit resulted in lost wages and therapy bill for him. What happened, ma'am?
Okay, so I had gone to see some friends at a restaurant, at a bar, but this particular night specifically, Mark had come to our table, and he had been giving us extra drinks. I mean, I didn't realize how bad it had been until I woke up the next morning, and there was damage to my car and to my neighbor's garage. And so I'd been completely blackout drunk. I don't remember much else than that.
And so you believe it was Mr. Rizzo's responsibility to not serve you those extra drinks. Is that what you think caused your intoxication?
Correct.
It wasn't your responsibility to just not drink the extra drinks.
I only know that I drank 3. I don't know
So you
after
drank
that.
3, but then after that you were just drunk.
Correct. But it's also my concern because I believe that he was also drunk.
Mr. Rizzo, were you drinking as well? Were you the bartender, but you were also drinking?
Yes, Your Honor.
Under the law, you can be held liable as an individual.
Yes, I think there is some legal ramifications as far as my responsibility.
What were you drinking?
Cocktails.
What kind of cocktail?
Your typical regular cocktail.
Lord have mercy.
Coming up.
At the end of the night, you wouldn't tell whose drink was whose. The table was so a mess.
So you know what happened at the end of the night. You know he was bringing extra drinks to the table, but you don't know how many you drank.
We're back with the case of Sarah Falk, who blames bartender Mark Rizzo for her car accident.
What were you drinking that night?
3 vodka soda cocktails.
So you had 3 vodka sodas, and that was like the last drink you remember having.
Correct.
And you said he kept bringing more and more drinks to the table. He was just bringing them?
At the end of the night, you wouldn't tell whose drink was whose. The table was so a mess.
So you know what happened at the end of the night. You know he was bringing extra drinks to the table, but you don't know how many you drank.
I don't remember how many I drank. I know I had 3 vodka sodas, cocktails, and that's it.
Okay, is this your friend who was here, your witness? Was she there as well?
Yes.
Please stand up, ma'am. I want to hear from you. State your name for the court.
Hello, my name is Lisa Wilkes.
Were you there at the gathering with Ms. Falk?
I had witnessed her become completely over-intoxicated, and I really witnessed Mark, who I'm actually associated with as well.
How are you associated with him?
We both are actually friends. That was kind of one of the reasons we were thinking we could hang out at the bar that night.
Can we stop acting like we don't understand what's going on here? You had a hookup. So you go to the restaurant, you pay for certain drinks, and then you think he's gonna hook you up with some extra drinks, which is what he did. And did you drink too?
I did, yes.
Do you remember how many extra drinks you brought over to the table?
I do not know.
Do you do an estimation of how drunk they are based upon your training?
I do not at this time, no.
Because the training for your restaurant is about you understanding how to serve the alcohol, but also when to stop serving it. Is that correct?
Yes,
You
Your Honor.
all live in the state of Connecticut, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
So therefore, you all have the law that states that if you're over 21 years of age, that the restaurant, the bar is not liable. So you're driving your car on the way home. You run into your neighbor's garage.
From what I saw, the damage when I woke up.
So you just fell asleep and wrecked the car, and when you woke up, where were you?
My home.
Judge Lake's verdict when We the People returns.
So what happened was, Your Honor, I had turned too soon. I went to the neighbor's garage, and then I ended up backing out. I don't remember this, but from what I saw.
Oh, you did that, and then you backed back out, went home, got in the bed, and then woke up.
Yeah.
You expect me to award you some damages, and you coming up in here lying, acting like I'm a fool?
You're calling me a liar?
That's exactly what I'm calling you. Because you standing up here in this courtroom like you drunk before you got here.
I don't remember anything, and he got a larger tip? That's not on me. He served me so he could rob me.
Rob? That's a little...
I can only laugh. You're ridiculous. You remember what you remember, and you're forgetting what you want to forget. I can't get from Miss Falk or her friend or anybody else that you brought them so many drinks that they stumbled out of there. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to hold him liable for your idiocy, because at the end of the day, you had a whole group of friends that should have designated a driver. But I'm also not going to honor your counterclaim for $3,960 for your emotional distress, because, Lord, I drank too many shots on the job, and now these people trying to sue me. All of y'all are just a nightmare of irresponsibility. Both plaintiff and defendant's cases are dismissed. Court is adjourned. Get yourselves together.
Judge Lake has ruled both cases are dismissed. Melina Seville claims her dance instructor spent more time teaching her fiancé moves in the bedroom than she did on the dance floor. Adriana Gomez says she's not the one who made the first move.
All rise.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lauren Lake presiding.
Please be seated.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Good day, everyone. Good day. This is the case of Seville versus Gomez. Ms. Seville, you are suing Ms. Gomez for $1,300. You claim that you hired the defendant to prepare you and your fiance for your first dance. Oh, but instead, she stole your man.
That's correct.
What happened?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. So yes, I did hire Miss Gomez for tango lessons for my wedding. I wanted to do something special for my fiance and I, so I wanted to take dancing for our first dance. And so I hired Miss Gomez, and in midst of the training, in midst of the lessons, she ended up having an affair with my fiance, causing us to break off the wedding.
Whoa. Now that's crazy.
A little more than tango.
Yes. So, Ms. Gomez. Oh, you got a little smirk too. So she's not lying.
No, she is lying.
She
has
is
it wrong.
lying?
Yeah.
What happened in your estimation, Ms. Gomez?
So she hired me to do the lessons. So we did couples lessons, and then her fiance couldn't dance very well. So she hired me to do private lessons. And I agreed. About 3 lessons in, He kissed me after he was telling me about how miserable he was in their relationship.
Wait, I thought they're getting married.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, that was their intention, right?
I didn't realize she came with additional services.
I would never do anything on purpose, and so I know she's asking me to pay. Or she wants me to pay the money, right, for the lessons.
So you accidentally fell on my
But I
fiancé?
gave her those lessons.
So
I've already done the services already.
Ms. Seville, do you have the contract that you signed with Ms.
I do.
Gomez?
I do
I'd
have
like
the
to see
contract.
that. I know it didn't include kissing my man, but let's see what it did include. Preparing for their first dance at their wedding.
So that was just preparing for it. It wasn't, you know, it's a first dance kind of dance, a wedding first dance, because there's many different types of tango.
So, but if you don't know it, then you're
But
preparing for
the
it.
kind you got into was not the kind that's in this
Well,
contract.
that has nothing. So the relationship, I feel, doesn't have anything to do with the services because I did all of the dance lessons. So she
You
and her
did
fiancé,
every single lesson.
Every single lesson.
Did she do every single lesson, Miss Seville?
She did do every single lesson.
And so you believe you're owed this $1,300 because you feel like, but
right.
Inherent in this deal is not that you start an affair with my husband to be.
But that's not
Correct.
on the
There's
contract.
a couple things. Yes,
Sorry,
the
it is
affair,
not
and
on the
also
contract.
in the contract it specifies my first dance, like the first, partnership between a couple's first dance, and that never happened because of her.
It is a wedding first dance. It is not contingent upon you guys getting married. If that were to be the case, then I'd be sued all the time.
Well, then I wouldn't take a tango lesson if it wasn't for a specific reason with my fiancé.
It is for you, yes, but you
And the
not getting
contract
married is not my
specifies-
fault.
but the contract
there was already
specifies
problems
Okay,
with their relationship.
ladies, let's make the arguments towards me because I want to understand what the experience was, but more importantly, what the contract laid out and how you feel, Ms. Seville, she owes you money because your husband-to-be also participated in this.
Yes, he did.
So it's your position that her lack of professionalism is what caused you to not get to your wedding.
Well, I don't even know if they finished the full dances because on the third dance is when they started having their affair, and then she billed me for 13 classes, but I can't tell you on the one-on-one if they even took the classes or if they were doing a different kind of tango.
That's absolutely not true. He kissed me on the third, and there's a confidentiality part in there. It says I cannot talk about the things that happen to anyone else, and those were private lessons with
that I paid for.
Antonio.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who paid.
Yeah.
Your
So-
Honor. I finished the lessons. That's what this money is for, is to teach them how to dance, and I did.
Coming up.
First, when I met Melina, she was amazing. She was beautiful as now. And since I proposed to her, the woman completely changed. I'm a man who appreciates beauty, just like yourself. You're a beautiful woman. You would understand this.
And later.
So you are here to say what? Your wife just made a little error?
She made an error based on something she thought that I would enjoy, but it shouldn't have been done that way because the building has to be white.
We're back with the case of Melina Seville, who blames tango instructor Adriana Gomez for stealing her fiancé.
Does anyone have any evidence that shows me that the lessons were finished?
No, I just have an invoice that she billed me for, and I paid assuming that.
And you paid her in full? You
I
did.
paid her in full.
May I see that, please?
This is also on the contract that says I will invoice at the end. I finished a month early.
And please, Your Honor, know that I did not know of the affair until much later. So I paid her, assuming that she was professional. She did give these lessons, and so I paid her.
How did you learn of the affair?
So about 1 month before my wedding, my fiance came to me and said he's having second thoughts. He wasn't sure, and that he, wanted his ring back and he wanted to break off the engagement. A few months later, I run into Ms. Gomez and Antonio at a cafe holding hands. And
she freaked
Oh, they became a full-on couple.
Yes, and I did not know this while we were taking the classes.
But no, it wasn't while we were taking the classes. It was at the end. We were finished.
Correct.
And so are you admitting, Ms. Gomez, that you actually started a full-fledged relationship with her fiance?
It was one kiss on the third, and then we started spending more time together. Now he is my boyfriend, but during the time, I mean, it's kind of irrelevant to me because everything was done on my end. She hired me to teach dance, and that's what I did.
I still don't have proof from either one of you that you finished the lessons.
So what you'll see in the contract is that I bill.
It shows that they've been paid.
But it says that I don't give the invoice until all lessons are finished.
And she finished a month before they were due, so I have no proof that they were finished.
All I see on this receipt is 8 classes at $100 each, totaling $800, and the private lessons 5 at $100 each, totaling $500.
Yes, ma'am.
Matter of fact, they're billed in bulk. It's a whole bill for $1,300. It's not billed individually.
No, because we agreed on that, and that's what we agreed upon was the contract that you see, and we have it signed. But the invoice was what I have to give her at the end of the last lesson. So that was.
So one
his
of you
last
brought a witness. This is not what this shows. This is not what this shows. It may be what you think you did, but this is not what this shows. So one of you brought a witness. Who brought a witness? Ms. Gomez.
Yeah.
Which witness did you bring? Who is your witness?
Antonio. So he's her previous fiance and my boyfriend.
Isn't this great? Sean, please escort Mr. Antonio in.
Right here.
So you are Ms. Seville's former fiance.
Yes, Your Honor.
And after taking dance classes to prepare for your first dance with Ms. Gomez, you somehow end up in an entanglement with Ms. Gomez? How did this happen?
So, first, when I met Melina, she was amazing. She was beautiful as now. And like, since I proposed to her, the woman completely changed. I'm a man who appreciates beauty, just like yourself. You're a beautiful woman. You would understand this. And when I approached her, she was that fun, beautiful woman and everything. But
You are just taking the long way to the truth.
So-
Did you or did you not go to dance class that was paid for by your former fiance and then decide to kiss the dance instructor who's standing to your right?
To be honest,
That's a yes or no.
It's not the way you say it, but yes, of course, I am in a relationship with her now after I just realized that I cannot complete my life with Melina.
Did you actually take all of the lessons that Miss Seville paid for?
Yes, that's why I don't think she should sue her, because she did whatever she had to do.
Okay.
Our personal problem is different.
So therefore, there is testimony that indicates that you did in fact have all of the lessons.
Yes, indeed.
Now, technically, under the law, you paid for a service. She gave the service. You know, in the contract, there's nothing that says that if I'm marrying a jerk, a cheater, a loser, a person that can't keep his pants up, you know, that I get my money back. Is that correct? You understand that?
But it says first dance.
No,
and that never reached that.
I was just about to say that. And nothing in that contract covers you from making it to your first dance. So truthfully, you really do not have a basis to collect. However, because this court is about fairness and equity, I do not believe you can take a woman's money and take her man and have absolutely no responsibility in this process, Ms. Gomez. It is the decision of this court that you were all the way out of pocket. And for that reason, you need to return the money this woman spent. Judgment for the plaintiff for $1,300.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant owes $1,300.
Maybe on your website you should put I offer additional services.
Yeah,
for
you know
married
what?
people.
I did exactly what
No,
you paid
didn't.
for.
You did more than exactly
and you know
what
what?
you should have.
You should be mad at him, not me.
I'm mad at you.
I didn't kiss him.
You took my money.
Nope,
You
because I
kissed
taught
back.
how
You
to
didn't take
dance.
one person.
How do
You
know
may
if I
now
kissed
exit
back?
the courtroom.
You
You
were there?
kissed back.
You were not there.
Coming up,
My wife signed off on it, and it was not with my approval, but she signed off on it. So I'm here to correct that and show that that was not approved for her to have that on the wall when she moved out.
Sophia Rivera claims that when she moved out of her apartment, her ex-landlords relocated her deposit into their pockets. Henry and Nora Campbell say Ms. Rivera left behind a mural defacing the property.
Good day, everyone.
Good day.
This is the case of Rivera versus Campbell. Ms. Rivera, you are suing Mr. and Mrs. Campbell, the co-defendants, for $1,600. You say it's for failure to return your security deposit. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right, let's start from the beginning, Ms. Rivera. So you rented a place from Mr. and Mrs. Campbell.
That is correct, Your Honor. I rented a studio apartment for the last 3 years in Manhattan from them, the Campbells. When things started getting a little rough and tight, I decided that I needed to move out, and I moved in with my boyfriend, Roman, to New Jersey.
And you finished your lease term? You didn't break your lease?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Why did you, Mr. and Ms. Campbell, retain some of the security deposit? What damage was done to the unit?
Well, in our lease agreement, which, may I give that to you, Your Honor?
Absolutely. May I see that, Sean?
Yes. Our lease agreement specifically states, thank you, that you cannot deface the property. You have to leave it as it was when you came in. She left the mural, and the agreement specifically says that the wall has to be white when she leaves the residence.
How is it that she was able to move out and get checked out and still have the mural up?
Well, my wife, who will do walkthroughs when I'm not available, which happened during this time, I was unavailable showing another tenant, and my wife signed off on it, and it was not with my approval, but she signed off on it, so I'm here to correct that and show that that was not approved for her to have that on the wall when she moved out.
Coming up.
When Ms. Campbell signed off on it, what were you thinking?
I was thinking I was leaving a nice gift and a nice way to sprucing up the building.
We're back with the case of Sophia Rivera, who is fighting with Henry and Nora Campbell over her security deposit.
Ms. Campbell, you went in and did the walkthrough.
Yes, that's correct.
And you signed off.
Yes.
So you must have thought that was a beautiful mural?
Absolutely. My husband is really uptight and very stern. So I'm like, you know what? A mural looks beautiful in the apartment.
Does anybody have a picture of the mural?
I have a picture. May I give that to you, Your Honor?
I'm sorry?
I have a picture, and I also have a picture of what it should look like and what it looked like after I had it fixed.
It looks gorgeous to me.
It's ugly.
All right. Just be nice.
All right, so this is before and after. This is the mural you painted, Ms. Rivera?
Yes, Your Honor, that is. And I also have, if I may submit, the signed contract of the walkthrough, where I did the walkthrough with Ms.
I'd
Campbell.
like to see that. And then after she left, you had to have that painted.
Yes.
Yes, and my handyman was unavailable, so I had to go get outside help, which I had to pay $1,600 in order for them to strip it, prime it, sand it, and repaint it. And I gave her back $250.
One wall?
One wall.
So you are here to say what? Your wife just made a little error?
She made an error based on something she thought that I would enjoy, but it shouldn't have been done that way because the building has to be white.
All right. You have a witness with you.
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to hear from him, please.
This is my boyfriend, Roman.
Please stand up, sir. State your name for the court.
My name is Roman Bearings.
Mr. Bearings, what did you hear about or see firsthand about the security deposit?
While she was teaching me how to glass walk, she was bringing about how she was a little upset about that she didn't get her full deposit back because of the mural, even though her friend signed off on it and wanted to do more. It made her feel so good, and then when she didn't get it back and only got a check for $200, she was distraught.
Judge Lake's verdict when We the People returns.
So all you got back from your security deposit is $250, and I saw you submitted this check to the court. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Were you aware that the lease said that you needed to paint the walls back white?
I was aware.
And so when Ms. Campbell signed off on it, what were you thinking?
I was thinking I was leaving a nice gift and a nice way to sprucing up the building and to bring good energy for the future tenant as well as Ms. Campbell.
You asked?
Yes, ma'am.
May I leave this?
Yes, Your Honor.
And her response was yes, and I also see on the checks out list it says approved.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, well, Mr. Henry, you are going to be responsible for returning the remainder of Ms. Rivera's security deposit because at the end of the day, your wife made a decision on your behalf with your permission to make decisions. Is this clear?
Yes, Your Honor.
Judgment for the plaintiff for $1,600. Court is adjourned.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The co-defendants owe $1,600.
Hopefully we can still keep in contact, Sophia.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, well, she's got jokes today, don't
No,
she?
it's not a joke. She's being serious.
You may now exit the courtroom.
Erica Kirby claims she broke her elbow after a cyclist mowed her down on a bike path. Danielle Johnson says she's not to blame, since the plaintiff was roller skating backwards.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lauren Lake presiding.
You may be seated.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Sean. Good day, everyone. Good day. This is the case of Kirby versus Johnson. Ms. Kirby, you are suing Ms. Johnson for $10,000 in lost wages and medical expenses. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And Ms. Johnson, you say that whatever her injuries were all her fault. Is that correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
All right. Let me hear first from the plaintiff. Ms. Kirby, how did you get injured?
Well, it was just a regular Saturday morning. Me and my husband went out. We took my twin daughters, they were 3 years old. We took them out on a little bike ride. I wasn't behind them. They were in front of me on a bike. They were in like a little buggy, you know, in front of me, the kids. And I'm rolling my roller skates behind them on the little pathway on Venice Beach. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that area.
I am.
We're going the opposite direction of each other, me and the defendant. And I'm turned around on my roller skates. The second I turn back around.
You're on roller blades or roller skates?
Roller skates.
Okay, you're on roller skates.
Yes. The second I turn back around, she is like literally coming straight towards me on her bike, hits me on my left side and causes me to fall down onto my right side. Me trying to break my fall, I try to put my hand down and I'm breaking my elbow.
Okay. So you had a collision, you on your roller skates, Ms. Johnson on her bike.
Correct.
And you break your elbow.
Yes.
All right. What happens?
Basically, I'm screaming hysterically for my husband. Bystanders are calling my husband. I guess somebody calls the EMT, the beach EMT. He comes and he assesses my injuries and he tells me that he feels like it could either be a sprain or I could have broken my elbow.
Okay, and what was the final determination?
The final determination was I broke my elbow. I went to the emergency room right after that and they told me I broke my elbow.
Do you have any evidence to support that? May I see it, please?
I'll take all of
Ms.
your
Johnson,
evidence
so
then.
you're riding your bike on the pathway on Venice Beach?
Correct.
And you had a collision with Ms. Kirby?
Miss Kirby had a collision with me.
Okay. Tell me what happened.
Yes, so we're
Don't be mad at me. I'm not Miss Kirby.
I'm not mad at you,
I'm just trying to figure out where you were.
I'm not mad at you, Judge. I'm just mad I'm not at work for my child right now.
Go ahead. So you were riding your bike.
Correct.
Tell me why you were there. Were you there by yourself?
I was there by myself. It was my off day. I am a full-time mother, single parent, so I take pride in my off days. So I decided to go to Venice Beach and ride my bike, as I usually do when I'm off. Now, myself and the plaintiff, we were coming towards each other in opposite directions, of course. And I noticed that she's turning around because she's going the opposite way, and she hits my handlebar. As a result of that, we both fall. Now, immediately, my first instinct is, okay, let me get out of the way. I don't want it to be a pileup. I don't want anybody else to get hurt or anybody else to fall. So I move over out of the middle of the trail, and I proceed to ask her, are you okay? You know, she stayed on the ground a little bit longer than me after the fall. She was very hysterical, and at that point, that's when the EMTs and the beach police showed up.
All right, so she was coming towards you, but her back was to you.
Correct.
So you could see her as you rode the bike.
I did try to move over to give her that space she needed, but it was also other people on the trail. So in order to not hurt myself as well as other people, she collided with my handle on my bicycle.
Just the handle?
Correct.
And then, so the actual hitting of the bicycle is not what caused your injury directly. It started the process of your injury. You actually hurt your arm when you fell down on it.
The actual bike did not hit my arm, but when I fell onto my right arm.
Were you, and where was it broken?
Right here.
Right here?
Yes,
Okay.
I had to wear a sling.
I see the evidence of you going to the urgent care And you receiving treatment. Were you wearing those elbow pad things or and knee pads?
No, I wasn't. I had a helmet on, but I didn't have any.
No pads on arms or knees?
No.
Coming up.
It's roughly around $6,000 for 2 months of daycare. Transportation for my kids to get back and forth from daycare, that's another fee right there. Like all the fees that I've had to...
This is a lot of fees for a broken arm.
And later.
So you're out $722.
Yes.
Did you eat any of the food she brought?
No.
Oh, you threw it away?
I tossed it.
I left
you
it there,
tossed
yeah,
it.
because she pushed me out of the venue.
We're back with a dispute between Erica Kirby and Danielle Johnson over a bicycle accident.
I'm waiting for you to testify because the testimony thus far is that when you spun around, you hit the end of her bicycle handle. You didn't even testify that Ms. Johnson hit you.
She did hit. That was the first thing I said was that she hit me. She hit me with her bike.
Okay, so you're saying she mowed you down like the tire hit you.
Yes, because if you are familiar with the trail, the fastest people are going down the middle. She's going extremely fast. She didn't hit me. It wasn't a slight little push. She rammed into me.
And who was with you on this trail?
My husband and my 2 kids.
Is your husband's not here?
No.
As a witness?
No, he's not.
Do you have a statement from your husband?
No, I do not.
Do you have a statement from any witness that was out there that she hit you with your bike?
There's a police incident in there that that should be in there.
The police was not there to witness the incident
but
when
then
it took
but
place.
then someone, I was not able to call the police. Someone else called the police. So someone else had to have told the police what happened.
Where was your husband on the trail?
He was right in front of me.
Did he see this happen?
No, he did not see it.
Okay, then he can't be a witness. In the police report, you tell the police that Ms. Johnson's bike hit you.
Yes.
Did you also stay and give your account to the police?
Yes, I did, Judge, and I let them know that the handlebars is what she ran into that caused her to fall.
What kind of bike were you riding?
There is no way handlebars.
I'm a trailblazer, so as you know, if you've seen one, the handlebars are a little bit longer than that standard bicycle.
There's no way a handlebar would cause me to break my elbow.
No, your fall
when you
caused
spun
you to break
around
your
on your
elbow.
skates, when you spun around on your skates, what did you see instantly?
She was right there. Like the second I turned around, she mowed me to the ground. Like I had literally no time.
Or did you hit the top of her bike?
I don't even know what part hit me. It happened so fast. That's what I'm saying. I just know that the bike was right in my face.
Judge. She's contradicting herself. First she said it was the bike, then she said it was the handlebar. Now she's unsure.
I never said it was the handlebar. That came out of her mouth. I said the bike mowed me down. I said that from the jump, that the bike hit me.
And is this because you believe she was trying to do that on purpose, or
I don't think it was purposely, no. But I think it was definitely a mistake on her end. She should have been.
You thought she was negligent?
Yes.
We know now that you all collided. We know that you were injured. Take me to your damages. $10,000 in lost wages, but you say you're a stay-at-home mom. Explain to the court how you came to that number.
I actually have an article in there on how much a stay-at-home mom would make, and it's around $40,000, I believe, a year.
Yes, I've actually read one of these articles, and they're fascinating. And I've stayed at home with my son before. I know it is no easy task.
It is definitely not an easy task. And I am here by myself. I'm actually moved here from Texas, so all my family is in Texas. It's just me and my husband out here. I have no other help. And with me wanting to be a hands-on mother, I don't really even trust people around my kids like that. So the fact that I even had to put my kids into daycare was something that was emotional, stressful for me and also my kids.
All right. During the time that your arm was hurt?
Yes. The first 2 months, my complete recovery time, I believe, was 4 months. The first 2 months, I was on a sling. I literally could not do anything, so I had to put them in daycare for 2 months. And for twins, I believe it's roughly around $6,000 for 2 months of daycare. So that's a big lump sum of the money right there. And then to get my house cleaned was a lot of money as well. Cooking, I had to pay for transportation for my kids to get back and forth from daycare. That's another fee right there. Like all the fees that I've had to.
This is a lot of fees for or a broken arm?
It's a lot of things.
It's
extremely a lot of
associated
things.
with
And
being a mother.
With me being a stay-at-home mom, it's like I had, before it didn't seem like it was that much, but then once I was...
You were inconvenienced. You were not incapacitated.
Exactly, Your Honor.
There's two different things, and I'm trying to understand for you.
This is my dominant arm. I cannot do stuff with this arm. I cannot drive with my left arm.
How old are your kids?
My kids are 3 years old.
What I then question and I ask you and I think to myself is, if this woman can be so incapacitated by a possible or a real broken arm, why would she go out and skate on Venice Beach backwards or even forward for that matter, where there are bicycles and everything else, without wearing the proper safety protocol, the padding on your elbows and your knees? You've got 2 3-year-olds to take care of, but you're not taking care of yourself enough to ensure that you can be there for them. It is the determination of this court that Ms. Johnson was not responsible for the accident because she was negligent. You all had an accident. You collided. And if you would have had on the pads on your elbows and your knees like you did on your head, I really do believe you would not have been injured. For this reason, judgment for the defendant. Court is adjourned.
All rise. Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case is dismissed.
This is ridiculous to me because I feel like my kids lost in this whole thing. My husband lost, my family lost, but you know, it is what it is.
I feel like there's always going to be people who try to manipulate the system, and judges like Judge Lake will make sure that never happens.
Coming up.
We said 11 a.m. on the day of the party. And guess who's not there at 11 a.m.? Or 12 p.m.?
You knew what time you were supposed to be there, right, Ms. Wang?
Yes. And the reason why I was late was because Mrs. Costello gave me the wrong address.
Naomi Costello claims her nephew's graduation party was nearly ruined after the caterers showed up late. Giovanni Wang says she would have arrived on time if the plaintiff had given her the correct address.
Good day, everyone. Good day. This is the case of Costello versus Wang. Ms. Costello, you are suing Ms. Wang for $722 for breach of contract. Ms. Wang, you say there was no breach of contract. The issues were caused by the plaintiff. Is that correct? I'll start with you, Ms. Costello. What happened?
So I'm throwing a party for my nephew's graduation from high school, and a friend of mine sends me a video that Miss Wang did creating this amazing food banquet. And I thought, she's perfect to hire to cater for the party. So a few days later, we hop on a Zoom and we go through all the details. We do the menu, prices, location, daytime, everything. Good to go. I pay her in full up front. We said 11 a.m. on the day of the party. And guess who's not there at 11 a.m.?
You knew what time you were supposed to be there, right, Ms. Wang?
Yes.
And you agree that you were contracted for $515 to prepare party food, chicken wings, salad, all of this.
Yeah, the initial agreement, we agreed that it was going to be within party hours, and that's why I feel like we did not breach a contract. And the reason why I was late was because Mrs. Costello gave me the wrong address. She actually wrote, instead of 345 North Kimura Way, she ended up writing 3445 South Kimura Way, which was on the other side of Westlake Mountain.
Oh!
Coming up.
All my guests have already eaten. What am I supposed to do with a whole bunch of cold food that's probably gone bad because it's been sitting in a car for like a million hours?
We're back with the case of Naomi Costello and Giovanni Wang, who are arguing over catering gone wrong.
I was trying to contact Mrs. Costello when I noticed that there's a problem like this. I remember there's supposed to be this venue is not supposed to be at a house. So then I tried calling her, tried texting her, but I could not reach her at all. There was no cell reception.
What time did you arrive on that side of the mountain?
I would say around 12 p.m. Yeah, because
you were supposed to be on the other side by 11 a.m.
So what ended up happening that I didn't expect was that there was construction.
These are just excuses. I gave you the name of the banquet hall, which is the only banquet hall in the mountains.
She never gave it to me.
Over Zoom. I told her over Zoom.
She gave it to me over Zoom. She told me a lot of things over Zoom.
So
She told me
you
exactly
knew
the
that
details
she
she
told
wanted
you-
on the food. She told me she wanted breadcrumbs on the mac and cheese. She told me to not put. She didn't want them. She wanted them lightly toasted. She didn't want them too crispy. I had to make sure
But
I get all
isn't
those
that what you
details.
talk about on a Zoom when you hire a caterer?
Exactly.
Yeah, no, it's true. But I'm saying that she also mentioned the.
You seem like such a nice lady, Miss Wang, but I don't understand if you got a pen in your hand and you writing breadcrumbs. When she gives the name of the venue, why don't you write the name? So get me to the part where you now have to order pizzas because you got a party full of people and no food.
People are arriving. I'm stressing out. And now it's 1. Okay, so around like 12:45, I have to make a decision. I need to order food because someone's got to cook food and bring it. And pizza's the fastest thing. So luckily, I'm able to order a bunch of pizzas. They show up without a problem.
You have cell phone reception. You can order pizzas on your side of the mountain.
Yeah.
All right. And so you got the pizzas.
Yeah, got the
What
pizzas.
time does Miss Wang finally show up?
2:15.
And what time is the party over?
4.
All
And
right.
by the time she shows up with cold food, all my guests have already eaten. They're not even hungry. What am I supposed to do with a whole bunch of cold food that's probably gone bad because it's been sitting in a car for like a million hours?
Judge Lake's verdict when We the People returns.
So you're out $722.
Yes.
Which is what you're suing for.
Yes.
And you believe she owes you all that money back?
Yes.
Did you eat any of the food she brought?
No.
Oh, you threw it away?
I tossed it.
I left
you
it there,
tossed
yeah,
it.
because she pushed me out of the venue. I actually tried to make things right with her, and I got there, explained the situation. I told her, I feel awful, I'm so sorry, this has never happened before.
You could have said no. You could have said, I'm not comfortable catering in that location. I would have found someone else.
Well, because you were right, because it was a referral from your best friend.
The fact that she arrived to the other side of the mountain 1 hour late due to all of the traffic, that's on her. But you have to take some responsibility for giving the wrong address. Because when you are doing something like that, the difference between a north and a south can change the whole picture, and that's just what it did. I believe in this instance, you both share responsibility, so it's the judgment of this court, judgment for the plaintiff for $361. Court is adjourned.
All rise.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant owes $361.
I still think you owe me the entire amount. I mean, I'll take what I can get, but this is ridiculous.
I think you should take some responsibility for giving the wrong address.
Okay, absolutely not. And this just means I will never pay for anything off of Instagram ever again. I don't know what I was thinking.